What's going on, everybody? My name is Ron Sparkman, and you know me by about 15 different names, but here on OPT's channel, I am known as Ron Comet. It's a pretty funny little story. We're going to talk about that a little bit later with Dustin Gibson, the CEO of OPT. So we've got some really exciting stuff that's going on tonight. Obviously, we're going to have a ton of people. We have so many people watching from all over. The one thing we do want to let everybody know is that tonight we are going to have a bunch of giveaways. So do make sure to go to twitch.tv/Clear Skies Network, so that way you guys can be involved and possibly win some of the very cool stuff that we're going to have tonight. So we have a ton of amazing guests on. We're still waiting for the man, the myth, the legend, which of course everybody's excited about. But we're going to start to my left. Bianca, introduce yourself. Let everybody know who you are.
Hi, everybody. So my name is Bianca. I'm a rocket scientist, originally from Italy, but then I've traveled. Now, at the moment, I'm in London, so I'm coming from the future because it's already Sunday, 3 a.m. here. And so what do? I work on telecommunication spacecraft, space exploration. My very first project was a NASA Inside Mars mission project, which is now on Mars. It's drilling the soil of Mars. And what I'm specialized on besides space, communication, and education is the microgravity, hypersonic aerodynamics, thermal control of spacecraft, and aerothermal dynamics. And besides that, I love space for what it is and the way we can contribute to it and how it contributes to humankind evolution.
That is amazing. And so next up, well, let me bring in the man, the myth, the legend himself. What's going on, Neil? How you doing, sir?
Hey, am I on? It's like it's happening now.
It's happening right now, sir. How you doing, brother?
Dude, how did you get all of us in one place at one time?
I'm Ron Sparkman. That's what I do. It's my job. You know what I mean? I just bring people together.
Well, hi everybody out there.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm delighted to join you. I mean, I think I was a last-minute addition. Did you have some other cancellation or something?
Yeah. So no, there wasn't a whole lot. So we just had to make sure. I was like, I guess I can get a hold of Neil and see what he's up to. So we're just doing some. It is indeed Cold the Band. I see that somebody's asked a question. All three of them are, three of the band members are on, and we're going to talk to them in just a little bit. But I'm going to go to Skylist. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
I am a science communicator on Twitch, and that's what I've been doing now I've been streaming for about 5 years, but solely focusing on that for about 4 years now. So I'm the science go-to person, space science on Twitch so far, but there's also a bunch of other streamers that do science collabs and stuff like that. But yeah, it's kind of been my thing.
And you are amazing at it. So we're going to go.
Wait. I want that chair.
You want this chair?
Yeah, that's a total badass chair.
Yeah, no, I feel like I'm going really fast in it. It's like one of those like racer chairs, you know?
Yeah, or it's you're at the helm of some starship.
Yeah, I feel like it. When I enter this room, that's where I'm at.
So next, we're going to go to Lindsay Manfredi. Lindsay, tell us a little bit about what you do and also a little bit about your new book. This is generally a family-friendly show, but we're going to have to drop an F-bomb because it's quite literally in the name.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Manfredi, and I play bass in Cold, and I just released a new book called Unfuckwithable: Guide to Inspired Badassery. It's a good one, so you want to check it out, but I don't know much about space. I watched Interstellar today and cried my face off. But no, I love what Ron's doing. Dude, I just did my makeup and I cried it all off within 10 minutes. So it was fun.
Well, there might be plenty of tears tonight. We'll see. So next up, we're going to go with it's my boss man. One of my bosses anyway. I'm also my own boss, and then I have bosses. It's a fun time. The CEO of Explore Mars, Chris Carberry. Chris, how's it going tonight?
I'm glad I'm one of your bosses, Ron. Thank you very much. And as Ron said, I'm the CEO of Explore Mars, a nonprofit, as you can guess, with the goal of getting humans to Mars. By the mid-2030s, we're about to have our big Humans to Mars summit coming up in 2 weeks. It's virtual this year, shockingly. Usually is in May, live in Washington, but this year, like all others, it'll be virtual. So hope you'll be able to come to that. Also just released a book a few months ago called Alcohol in Space. First book on this topic.
Somebody on the show was a part of that.
Yeah, well, yeah, Neil is quoted a couple times in it.
Well, just because the shape of the Milky Way, near the center of the Milky Way, there's a bar shape, and in there you can find quite a bit of alcohol molecules. So I long ago I wrote an essay called "Alcohol at the Milky Way Bar." I mean, that was what that.
That's funny.
I'm just saying. Yeah, there's plenty of alcohol in space.
Yeah, well, thank you for your input, Neil.
Yeah.
So next up, we got the guy that created, the channel right here, Clear Skies Network, the one and only Dustin Gibson. Dustin, how's it going, man? We got you back in, and hopefully you're looking good, man. I think we're going to be all right.
Yeah. There got to be some IT issues up front, but I was glad I could do that. Make it. Yeah, Ron, when we were thinking about switching. Work.
Nope. You're choppy.
This is losing it again, huh?
Try again.
Did we break it?
Did we break it? We broke it.
We already. It's still choppy on us.
Or just a little bit, but I think you're good. We'll keep messing around with it. We'll get it.
All right. Yeah. Let me know if it breaks. I'll reset it. But this is exactly what we were talking about, a way to bring space to everyone, keep the conversation going all the time with the goal of 24 hours a day, and a huge step in that. So really, this is exactly the mission, and it's happening.
Love it. So much cool stuff that you guys are doing. So let me, I got to get to everybody. There we go. The next guy, I don't know if anybody here has ever heard of him before, but Neil deGrasse Tyson, I think you're new to the science community. So is there anything you want to tell us about what it is you do and where people can find you on social media? Have you ever done a podcast before?
Well, first, I'm delighted to see this sort of landscape fill with others who are doing exactly what I'm doing, or doing it better, or differently, or in another category. I think there were times when I think there was not enough science being delivered in different ways, and it was sort of funneled in one or two channels, one book or one TV series or one movie. Now it's happening across a very broad landscape, and I'm delighted to see this. I mean, even little signs, maybe they're big signs, like the film Interstellar or the film The Martian. These are marquee films with marquee budgets, marquee actors and marquee directors, and they're foundationally embedded in science, technology, engineering, and math. So that gives me hope in a world that is so without hope. And I'm delighted to see all of you. And my dream is one day I go out the back door and no one notices, because all of you are on that landscape, and they'll forget that I was ever even there. And then I get back to my lab and get some science done.
Wow. So next up we have Abigail Bollenbach. Abby, tell us a little bit about what it is you do for Astronomy Magazine and all the cool stuff you're into.
So I am not sure exactly how to introduce myself after Neil deGrasse Tyson. I'm not even sure how that has become my reality. I'm a huge fan. I am actually entering this field as a young individual, but I've been passionate about astronomy since I was about 10, so for almost 10 years. I basically just kind of fluked in and just kind of rode waves of luck, meeting different individuals and networking in this field throughout my different social endeavors that I've done, and outreach and different meetings of different amazing people. And I was doing a lecture for Explore Scientific with Ron on pulsars and quasars, and the chief editor of Astronomy Magazine found me and saw me and really enjoyed it, and I came out with my own kind of educational video series, and I'm absolutely ecstatic about it. But basically it's like a 5 to 6 minute, because I like to pontificate about things that I enjoy, and depending on the subject, it depends on the length of it. But it's just a quick little video, and we can cover different cosmic topics, from the latest research to just kind of fun factoids and some of the history. And I have had such an amazing blast. We're on the 5th episode, so it's just kind of starting up and we're getting in the groove, but it's been amazing and an absolutely wonderful experience.
So we're having just a bit of an issue on the Twitch stream, so we're trying to get everybody, we're trying to fix that right now, so we're going to be over there in a minute. But everybody go to twitch.tv/Clear Skies Network. Make sure you're following there because we're going to be doing the giveaways over there later tonight. $500 gift certificate from the man, the myth, the legend. Dustin has gifted us one to give out tonight. We're going to give away a Humans to Mars Summit virtual registration, so make sure you check out that. So next we got the next two band members, Cold. Nick, let's talk to you a little bit about what you do, man.
Hi, I'm Nick Coyle, and I'm the guitar player of Cold. I also sing for a band called Lifer, and I don't know how I ended up here on this panel. So many brilliant minds, but I guess I'm just going to be a fly on the wall tonight, and hopefully I'll learn something.
You definitely will, man. It's impossible not to with a group like this. So, I got the tattoo on my arm here, and a big part of that is the guy I'm going to introduce next. My all-time favorite band, lead singer of Cold, Scooter Ward. Scooter, it's so cool to have you on the show, man, and to have everybody from the band members of Cold and Neil on the same show with, again, so many amazing people. We're stoked to have you, man.
I'm already emotional from what you just said. But, yeah, so trying to follow everybody's introduction is not my thing. I can't even compete with that. I'm a songwriter and vocalist for Cold. My name's Scooter Ward. And I write songs about going to outer space. So that's about all I got.
You definitely have, and you also did a really great cover of Space Oddity way back, and I absolutely love it. So
we did, yeah. We actually, David Bowie had heard that a long time ago, and we were in Europe when we had heard that he heard it, and he had told his manager to tell us that he appreciated it. So that's one of the biggest awards I've ever gotten.
I mean, if Bowie thinks you're cool, then you are.
Yeah.
So you've made it right.
And just to be clear, you're wearing a Darth Vader T-shirt. So
it says leadership. It's about lifting people up.
I love it.
Oh, it's perfect.
I mean, if you're going to come on this one that you're going to have to do. So, just going to get started. I mean, I know we're already kind of 15 minutes in, so we got to do some cool stuff here while we still got Neil. So Skylist, I want to definitely talk about the fact that on Twitch you were one of the first science communicators, and I know that that's something that is big because it's such a huge platform and so many people are gaming. And so, what is it you found that has really clicked for you to be able to get to the point that you're at? I think you're like 50,000 followers, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and so you do some really cool stuff.
So I would say the biggest thing that I do, it's pretty similar to what Neil does, is I just make astronomy very personal to the people I'm talking to. So the Twitch demographic is, as much as there are kids, there are also a lot of adults and people that are astrophotography nuts and astronomy nuts, all kinds of people. So the way I communicate it is the way I think I would like to be communicated, certain sciences, and that's all I do is just break it down. It's in an adult way that I usually break things down, but it does loosen people up. I think sometimes when people think of a science streamer, a space streamer, or anything like that, they think, oh man, I have to know everything about everything. But you don't. And that's why we're here as science communicators. And so that's generally what I do. And it seemed to work so far. It's been a wild ride, but it's something that I take a lot of pride in. But it's just communicating to people, making them feel comfortable.
I love it. So what kind of want to pick your brain a little bit, Neil. Cosmos is getting ready to come onto Fox this fall, right? Yeah. So I know people saw it on Nat Geo, and so we had a recent conversation about that. That was stellar. If you guys haven't seen that,
no one under 30 saw it on Nat Geo because it wasn't streaming at the time. You have to schedule a time when you're on the couch looking in one direction at a time. So Fox also has rights to air it, and this will be the broadcast premiere September 22nd. And they also have the streaming rights. So September is when it will also stream, probably on Hulu. So then people who don't sit down and watch a pre-programmed TV show will get to see it.
And so is there anything in particular that you were really excited about for this season? So like I know Abby is a big fan of Cassini and Saturn, and that was a great episode. So I was telling her about it the other day. So that one in particular I love. Is there anything that really you dig?
Wait, so Abby, did you see that episode?
No, not yet.
Yeah, of course you didn't, because you're under 30. You see, that's how.
I saw them, Neil. I saw all of them. I was the one sitting on the couch looking at you.
Oh, you were sitting on the couch.
I must defend myself because I was at work. I also don't have cable or television. So.
Okay. Because you live on Mars. That's right. You gotta fix that.
I wish.
So it's 13 episodes. This is the third installment of the Cosmos program. First was 1980, hosted by Carl Sagan. I have the privilege to host the second and the third. Second was 2014, and now 2020. For me, I presume many people are familiar with Cosmos, but I want to reiterate that its DNA is about not just let's be a documentary where you learn science. It's let's learn why the science matters, and ways that knowing and understanding that science can compel you to do something about the world by applying that new wisdom or insight, even if you're not a scientist. So what matters is, yes, you want some cadre of scientists in the world and in society, but perhaps even more important than that is that the rest of everyone carries some level of science literacy. And I'm preaching to the choir here, but what I want to emphasize is what Cosmos attempts to do is to instill within people a sense of duty about the power, the awesome power that science brings us and offers our civilization. So it's a power that when wielded badly can destroy civilization, and when wielded wisely can carry us forward forever. And the subtitle of this is Cosmos Possible Worlds. And Ann Druyan, she's the secret sauce of these cosmoses. She's the co-writer of all three of them. She's the widow of Carl Sagan. And she's though not a scientist herself, she's highly scientifically literate and enlightened. And you combine that, you get writing that is deep and meaningful. And in fact, the very subtitle, Cosmos Possible Worlds, when she told me that, I almost teared up a little. Possible worlds. Oh my gosh. There's so much fertility to that concept. It's not just tell me about an exoplanet. It's worlds more in the abstract as well. Like what kind of world can we build for ourselves? And what kind of achievements can we strive for to make that happen so that we can become better shepherds of our own fate? So that's Cosmos, and I'm delighted to have been a part of it, and it's going to be there in September.
I am stoked, and I will definitely be re-airing the interview that we did when we talk about some really cool stuff. And there's some spoilers in there, so if you go to if you're watching anywhere else, please check out our YouTube Stardom Space at YouTube. And by the way, we are streaming to so many different places tonight. We're on Cold's social media pages. We're on the very cool science page on Facebook. If you haven't seen it or haven't been there yet, called Science Actually. Just 250,000 science lovers, just like everybody here tonight. So we've got a lot of people watching from a lot of different places.
Let me just say, if Cold, you were wondering why if you write and sing songs about space, you've got a seat at this table. Because in fact, I don't think science.
Look at the look on Scooter's face right now. Look at it. I love you, man. I love you.
Hear me out here.
Mention the Star Wars shirt. So
exactly that too, right? So if you are a musician and you're and the universe is your muse, then this is evidence that science can reach the public in ways that science communicators can't accomplish. Because when artists reach for science, that tells me that science has reached places in our society and in our culture that standard delivery of science would never otherwise reach. So I'm delighted by what is becoming of your portfolio, and presumably what will continue to come of that portfolio.
Oh my God, I can die now.
Don't do that.
Okay. Thank you, Neil. I appreciate that. All of us in Cold appreciate that very much.
I'm just saying.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, in Scooter, you guys do. There's a couple songs that definitely have a spacey feel to them. So, is there something in particular that really jumped out at you that made you say that that's how you wanted to kind of interpret the world? And there's something I also want to mention too, is that a lot of people that are watching this in different areas, and a lot of people are kind of surprised. It's like, okay, it's Cold and it's Neil deGrasse Tyson. What do they have to do with each other? And science communication and music are two things that allow us to share our view and our passion of the world. And while they may be different, they're extremely similar in a lot of ways. Like the way that Neil talks about something is very similar to whenever like you read some of Scooter's lyrics and the poetry that is both of those things. And I think that's one of the things that connects us so much to both of them, and it allows us to see things. I can hear the word billions and billions. I can hear billions and billions. Yep. Did you know that whenever we sorry, I just started laughing. I can't do the Neil impersonation again, but I did one better last time. But whenever we talk about everything that's out there and being able to connect people with it, it's what everybody on here does. And I think that's a really big thing. So Scooter, with the songs that you have that are inspired by space, how did that kind of come to you? It made you kind of say, hey man, this is something I love.
I think with Cold songs, we write a lot about despair and tragedies and things like that. It's a lot of sad things. And, just it's about breaking away, and I was always a sci-fi fan when I was young, of course, a Star Wars fan and any kind of sci-fi movie. So it always just seemed like the great escape, you could disappear, go to space, get out of here. That's probably a little tragic sounding, but it is.
Hey man, listen, a bunch of us definitely want to do that.
Yeah, it seems like a better place. It's just, and I hope one day we're all able to do that.
So I think it's a really cool thing. And so, I mean, Mars, man, we all want to go to Mars. And so who better to talk to about that than Chris Carberry? So that's a big one for me. And Chris, let's pick your brain a little bit about, what's going on with the Humans to Mars Summit and why regular people, a lot of people, again, listening to the stream are probably new to stuff like what we do. Why is Mars important? Why Mars, man, when we got problems here, bro?
Well, a really big year. Really big year for Mars. I hope most of the people know watching, there have been 3 Mars launches in just the last month. 3 countries sent probes to Mars, the United Arab Emirates, China, and the United States all sends probes to Mars, which will all arrive hopefully in February. So really big Mars year. But we'll be talking about that, the Humans to Mars Summit, which is the largest annual conference focused on getting humans to Mars. And not only will we have people from NASA, astronauts, and others, we'll also be talking about the arts, like you were talking about before. We will really be talking about the A in STEAM for STEM education plus the AA. We'll have music performances. We'll have artistic performances as well. But we also have these extraordinary lineup of speakers like the Deputy Administrator of NASA, Jim Morehart, former Administrator Charlie Bolden, NASA astronaut Leland Melvin, and many others. It's going to be a really great lineup. So if you're
Emily Calandrelli.
Emily Calandrelli as well. Yeah, so a really dynamic lineup of speakers. And we'll be talking about why. People, frankly, one of the reasons why I always want to support Mars exploration, in addition to the fact we might be able to find signs of life on another planet, but just the impact it has on society. It is such a positive goal. It inspires people. It inspires STEM education. I think it also makes people feel good about the future, which has a dramatic impact on a society. So we have a wonderful lineup. So people should go to exploremars.org if they're interested in it.
And so I think one of the big things about what we have coming up is that it's the first chance for us to really do this virtually and to be able to get out to so many more people. And we're going to get to that in a little bit more in a bit. But I have this video that I want to show, and we're going to bring somebody on the show here in just a moment because it's a really cool story. So this is a video that 4 years ago, when I first met Neil, I asked Neil to do me a favor and record this video for my young friend named Chandler. And Chandler is awesome. We're going to have him on in just a second, but I want to share the story. But for some reason, this video a few weeks ago started taking off and is at somewhere around 80,000 views. And he's got a pretty special story, so I'm going to invite him on after this to tell us a little bit about it. But first, I want to show the video so that way everybody can see it and kind of get a little bit about a little bit of the story behind the story.
Hey, Chandler. Neil deGrasse Tyson here. I'm told that you might be interested in space, or at least science. That's good. And if I were to be biased on your behalf, I would say lean towards physics, because there's no understanding of biology without chemistry. And there's no understanding of chemistry without physics. It is the fundamental way to come to terms with all of the cosmos. Yeah, so it looks like you're already into it. So you don't even need me. You're already there. Keep it up.
So Chandler's going to come on here in just a moment to tell the story about this, because that really ended up being something that was hugely meaningful to him. And he right now actually is he just got, let me stop the YouTube video because it's playing in the background. It's killing me. Okay, there we go. Like I'm hearing it in my ears. I'm like, oh my God, I want it to stop.
Yeah, I was like, catch that autoplay.
Yeah, I gotta get the autoplay. It went to a commercial. I'm like, what is in my ear? Oh my God. So Chandler's going to come on, and he and his father have just arrived in Arizona, and Chandler is going to go to ASU, and he's starting college for physics, and that video was a really big inspiration for him. And it's something that whenever I sent his dad the video and told him what was going on, and I get teary-eyed even really just talking about it, as he was like, that video was so massively important to him, and they actually attached it to all his letters that they sent in to all the colleges, and he is convinced that there are some colleges that he got into because he was able to say that he had this video from Neil deGrasse Tyson. So I'm just waiting for them to join in right now, and then I know that he wants to say, just a little thank you, that he appreciates the fact that you did that, and I appreciate it too. So that was a really special day for me. A year to the day after my mom died was whenever I got to meet Neil, and Neil was it changed my life, and she got to see me on a better path to do better things. And it was a really important day for me. So to be able to do something and then see what it's meant to him, and to watch him grow up and all the cool things that he's doing, it is really, really cool. So we're just waiting for him to get back on now. Come on, Chandler, what are you doing, man? It's your chance.
Can I offer one other reflection on the A and
Sure.
C? This, if you look at universities and how they're organized, a lot of that has sort of historical legacy. But when you think about it, it's not uncommon to find the colleges of arts and sciences. Like, why do they put them together? It's not law and science or law and art, it's arts and sciences. And so there's something built in and inherently understood about what role creativity plays in civilization as manifested in the sciences and in the arts. And we also know that there are two expressions that we almost take for granted, yet they're applied in almost exactly the same way. We'll say, if you see someone who's particularly talented at something, you'll say, oh, that person has raised it to an art. Or if they're particularly skilled at something, you say, oh, they've got it down to a science. Think about that. They've got it down to, they've raised it to an art. So really, these are reminders, tacit reminders that the science and the art it's one coin with two sides. And they go together, even if you don't always see them intersecting at all times.
See, with the mic drop. So it looks like they're having just always with the mic drop. Like I remember every time it's just like, Neil, say something uninspiring. Say like the dumbest thing ever. Can you just, it's like, let's what did you have for lunch today, Neil? Well, the thing is, whenever I had my lunch, I realized that all of the atoms in my sandwich came from different stars billions of years ago, trillions of miles away. Yeah, that's right. Neil deGrasse Tyson sandwich.
But I'll shut up, man. I'm talking too much. Well, I want to hear from the rest of y'all.
You are killing it.
I want to hear from the rest of y'all.
Well, and this is perfect timing. We finally got him on. So we got Chandler and Alon, and Chandler. So I wanted to bring you on just real quick, man, and kind of talk to you a little bit about the video that I was telling your dad about, that I know that you've seen, that we're just all we have no idea why it has the views that it has. Somebody posted it on Reddit or something, but I know you guys quite literally just 2 hours ago got to Arizona, and now you are in the middle of you're getting ready to go to ASU. So I know that it's something you want to talk to Neil about a little bit. So his man.
All right. Well, I remember the morning that my dad showed me that video, and I was just in middle school. We just made breakfast, and he was just swiping on his phone. He's like, "Hey, check this out," and he shows me the video, and I was ecstatic. I could jumped up and down. I was so excited.
He freaked out.
Called me in pure hysteria. So there's actually one piece I mentioned. Hold on, I forgot about this. So what happened is that he had just gone to see Neil the week before the launch day live party, the Star Talk Patreon. If you're not on Star Talk Patreon, every year there's a big event that they have right around Christmas time, the Saturnalia party. And it's super cool. So you get to go and you get to check everybody out. That's where I met Bill and I and got to hang out with Neil in this one. And so I told Chandler to write up the story, and then I was going to share it on Stardom. And knowing I was going to see Neil, I planned to record that. And so I put that in there, and we published the story, and then sent it to Chandler to go over it and make sure it looked right. And so then he showed it to him, and the reaction was a pretty good one. He called me, he was happy, to say the least.
Yeah. I didn't know how to. I was ecstatic, and it was awesome to hear from the guy that you see everywhere, and he's the one that kind of got me into STEM and whatnot. My dad had got me the book Death by Black Hole a couple months before we went to the show.
You read it in 7th grade.
And then I remember we went to the show, and I thought it was super cool, and I kind of wanted to be that. And so I mentioned that in my college essays, and that's kind of where we stand today. So.
Well, I'm delighted to learn that physics has become your calling, and once you take physics, you will see the world differently, because you'll understand the interplay of matter, motion, and energy in ways that people who have never had physics or never did well in physics, in ways that they don't. And so I just and plus you'll need a little bit of luck sometimes. Doing well in college is a little bit of luck, but it's mostly hard work. And so welcome to college, and we expect you to kick some ass, be badass student by the time you get out.
So if that's not motivation,
someone wrote badassery. What did I?
Inspired badassery.
Inspired
Wait,
badassery. Yeah, thank you.
So I need anybody that's watching right now. In 3 seconds, we all have to do the Neil meme. Okay, we all have to do because I want that picture forever of everybody doing the Neil meme. So whoever's watching, we're gonna hold it for 2 seconds. Okay, so 3, 2, 1. Somewhere out there, that picture exists, and I am stoked. So stoked
Neil
right now. So I mean, Neil, I know you said you could only stay on for 30 minutes, but you told us that you had an extra 15 for us, and I know that there's probably some other questions here that some people want to ask. So Dustin, I know that you've got to have something, being the guy that owns the largest telescope distributor in the world. So is there anything you want to pick Neil's brain about his favorite telescope or anything?
Look, yeah, absolutely. So I live for this stuff. Our team does. What we talk about all day, every day. We're extremely fortunate to call that work, right? That we get to call talking astronomy all day, every day work. But look, group, and talking about the A in theme and talking about, bringing music into this. That's the part of this that I live for, is the philosophical side. It's in science with the why. What's most important to me, and you have to have that aspect of this. And I think that when you see a group like this, it all comes together, and there are only certain things that can unify all of humanity. But I think that scientific achievement is one of those things. I think that music, anywhere you go in the world, you start playing a certain rhythm and people start tapping their feet. Humor is another one. But in science, in astronomy specifically, they're drawn to it. No matter where you go, you walk outside at night, you look up on a clear night, you're withers of awe. It's just innate in our being. It's who we are. Just be excited and overwhelmed the same time. And I think that
Dustin, we got about 90% of what you're saying. It's still a little choppy, unfortunately.
Oh, is it breaking? Oh, that's all right. Yeah. I don't want my tech issues to overwhelm. Wait, no. More than anything else, I'm just saying that I appreciate the effects of it in bringing all of this together, and I agree with everything that you two were saying, Neil, in that those aspects together they amplify each other. They're not really two separate things.
And you are a peddler of conduits to the cosmos.
Absolutely, that's what we do. I get to provide
dealers on the show, man. Come on now. I thought I left the DJ booth behind, and we got Dustin. Hey, man, you got any of those? You got any of those radio telescopes, bro?
Yeah, give me one of those. One other thing, bro. The night sky. It's been hypothesized. I don't know if biologists would agree with this interpretation or understanding, but if you look at animals broadly, humans are one of the only animals who are completely comfortable going to sleep on our backs. Think about it. Most animals who sleep, they sleep on their stomachs. But if we sleep on our back and we go to sleep at night, because we are not nocturnal by nature, then what happens when you wake up in the middle of the night? You are looking up, and the sky is there. And if you have any curiosity at all, from night to night, the sky might look a little different. The moon is here instead of there, and there's a brighter object, planets, brighter object that's also moving. So I wonder, I don't have an answer to this, but I wonder whether our built-in curiosity for the night sky evolved out of the simple fact that we are perfectly fine sleeping on our backs at night. And when you have to wake up to go pee, there's the night sky looking at you.
Wait. Okay, so just real quick. I love this because this is exactly what I did. So last year, I damn near died trying to climb Kilimanjaro. And when I did, there was one night where I got up and it was hard time breathing and all this stuff. And I got up to go pee, and we looked out, and we actually did. So one of the people that was with us, there was like 3 of us, and she's a NASA solar system ambassador. So we took some night sky pictures, but before we all went and passed out and died. But it's just one of those things, like you get up to go pee, and you're just like, oh my God, there is no darker skies than on the tallest freestanding mountain in the world.
Yeah.
So, sorry, no, go ahead.
No, I was done there. Again, I don't want to, hog all this time. I want to hear from, we got other folks here and Abigail, are you in college yet? Or like, what is your academic arc?
Physics. I'm going into college now. Yeah.
Okay. Well, welcome to college.
Yeah.
Well,
I wanted to go into astrophysics. I'm keeping my branch open to any form of cosmology or astrophysics, but I have to get physics for basics. So.
Yeah, my undergraduate degree is in physics, knowing all along that I wanted to land in the universe someplace. So I would say 40% of my colleagues all have degrees in physics. So this is not a weird thing to do. Yes. So.
And this is actually a perfect thing too, because I was actually wanting to go to Abby anyway, is because at 17, Abby wrote a planetarium show that is in her local planetarium, and maybe we can get it at the Hayden Planetarium someday. Neil, can we do some things and like maybe Abby, tell us a little bit about that show that you put together.
So I did a show on Cassini-Huygens. Cassini captured my heart whenever I entered into astronomy at about 4 or 5 years. And I sadly was attached to Saturn before I was into astronomy through astrology, because it was my planet, because I'm a Capricorn. And of course, I gained more appreciation once I saw the light. And I was doing some presentation for my club, my local astronomical society here where I live, and someone saw me, and I traveled with that presentation and lectured many different places with it. And then at one point I lectured in a planetarium, and the director was interested in producing a show for Cassini-Huygens with me. And so I crunched down all of my data. It was like an hour and a half to like a 20-30 minute production. And learning that process was absolutely fascinating, but playing with the equipment was amazing. It was so fun. It was a huge learning experience of its own, but it is called From Earth to Saturn. It was from the Jinx Planetarium. But with this show, I wanted to kind of, portray how Cassini wasn't just, a craft. It's the extensions of our limited human perceptions, and I wanted to share that with people, and it was such an awesome opportunity. And then the pandemic happened, so not many people got to see it.
Well, the good thing about planetarium shows is that planetariums are they're all over the world, and unlike other professions, astronomy, because of planetariums, it becomes like a gateway science. If I can borrow language from drug addiction, astronomy is a gateway science to other sciences because it so thoroughly reaches for biology and the search for life, and chemistry and engineering, and of course math. So planetariums are a great way to get your voice out there. So when the pandemic ends, I'm sure it'll be more widely distributed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I just kind of wanted to share my excitement and enthusiasm and kind of help people understand that it's not just, a collection of mechanisms, sensors, and microprocessors. It really has changed our history and understanding, and probes like that will continue.
As Carl Sagan said, when you're in love, you want to tell the world.
Yes.
It's a great one. Okay, so sorry about that there. I was in the middle. I'm trying to text to keep up with everything. There's so many comments. It's everywhere. Bianca, you are a rocket scientist. You do some pretty amazing stuff with UNUSA and a bunch of different groups. So it's kind of cool because Abby's new show on Astronomy Magazine is actually, it's rocket science, which is kind of hysterical. So it's To Infinity and Beyond, but rocket science is part of it. But I love what you do, and you're doing a lot of great things out there. So tell us a little bit about what it's like to be an actual honest to Sagan rocket scientist.
So, first of all, I don't know, Ron, how you picked us all to be here, but when Neil was saying that when we were all saying about the overlap between art and science, that's actually how I got into rocket science. So probably not many people who get into rocket science because of philosophy and art, and because their mom is a makeup artist. But this is how I got into being so much interested into aerodynamics and fluid dynamics. Because when we think about rocket science and engineering, it looks like something that is so far away from us. Especially when you talk about space engineering, people think, "Oh, come on, we've got things to do. Why are we talking about rocket science? It's so complex." But actually, the way I got into it was because, first of all, it was because of spare parts from my dad, and because of paintings and makeup art from my mom. There was some magic that was matching them both. There was an overlap there. And when I was watching documentary about aerodynamics and Formula One, I could understand how this intangible beauty of aerodynamics and flows that is colorful and is around us all the time, we just don't see it. And I thought, if I am going to be an aerodynamicist, I can bring to life the color that is all around us. Even now, if I could make a simulation of us all, we would see the colorful mapping of speed and air and temperature. For me, that was some kind of magic. And when I got into this, and actually then I managed to apply this on NASA missions and also ground missions like Formula One, then obviously when you go to the outer space, there is no air. So I had to lose somehow this attachment that I had with the fluid dynamics and the fluids. But at the same time, I got into a different perspective. So my brain, my way of thinking shifted to the fact that we are so entangled with what it is outside. The only fact that we are here all today from so many different places connected is because we have telecommunication spacecraft. So what I started doing, because anytime that someone would tell me what it is rocket science, what it is what you do, but also you don't look like a rocket scientist. So I really wanted to bring down to earth everything that is regarding engineering, especially show them the beauty behind it. So how beautiful it is to look at those equations and understanding that that's just the basics of how our body works, even in heat conduction, or the way we hug ourselves and we exchange heat. It's the same way we have to manage thermal subsystem on a spacecraft. So I wanted to make this human, more profound connection between the engineering and what it is to be a human and be connected thanks to engineering and space technology. And so I started doing communication, especially to girls, to make them understand that rocket scientists don't have to look like, the crazy scientists. We can all be rocket scientists and, wear blue lipstick. And but also that it's something that it is completely on a daily basis. The way we use Instagram, the way we watch TV, the way we are using our phones, it is exactly thanks to engineering. It is exactly thanks to those weird equations that we all have to study. And at first, they don't make any sense. But then when you realize that your instrument is on Mars and is drilling down the surface with a feather and thermometers, you understand, oh my God, what I've done. So this is how it all started, and this is really my passion, just to make people of any age, but especially girls, younger girls, understanding that engineering, astronautics, rocket science is not something far away from any of us. In fact, it is something that is bringing us together on a daily basis.
Couldn't have said it better. Just knocking it out of the park there. All right.
And Bianca, there will surely come a day when someone gets asked, draw a rocket scientist, and then they draw you.
See? Exactly as it should be.
Yeah, that day will come, I'm sure. We'll collectively make sure that happens.
So, Neil, I know another time we got to wrap up with you. And
I'm sorry, I have to run right now. But I'm delighted to be in your collective company, and I'd seen some of your work separately and independently, and have you all there as in the flesh and the blood electronically. I'm delighted, and just keep at it. And if I can ever help serve your causes, your audiences, just let me know. Find me through Ron. Ron knows how to find me, apparently.
What? Are you sure? So, Neil, I don't know if you have a quick, like an elevator, Well, no, it's not. It's a fortune cookie. Some fortune cookie love for us to exit you out. You've always got like something to drop on us. So. Oh my God!
Pants, they matter.
Okay, I'll just say how I sign off my podcast, and that is, in life and in the universe, it's always best to keep looking up.
My man, the myth, the legend. Thank you so much for coming.
All right, guys.
Right. We appreciate you, man.
Thank
you. Best birthday ever.
Bye.
Bye.
So,
my God.
Everybody collectively breathe.
He's so inspiring, though. He's so inspiring.
Yeah. So we've actually got another awesome guest that's going to come on here in just a minute, Maynard of Carberry, and he does amazing stuff on Instagram and YouTube, Facebook for hip hop science shows. So he's going to join us in just a minute, and we're getting ready to do our first giveaway. And while we're waiting for that, for Maynard to come on, definitely want to pick some brains. Lindsay, I know that you watched Interstellar earlier, and I was going to try and see if you had a question that perhaps Neil could answer, but we just kind of ran short on time there. But you certainly have some people on here that you could kind of pick our brains. So was there anything in particular that really blew your mind other than the entire 2 hours of the movie?
Well, I'm only halfway through it, but it's just the dimensions. Like, I mean, how true is that? Like, if you're going through different dimensions in a black hole, I mean, has anyone ever done it?
So it's probably not a library, is what I like to say.
Okay.
Because, if I fell into a black hole and I found out it's a library, I don't know how I'd feel about that. I'm imagining a black hole is likely going to be where all the socks go that you lose in the dryer. That's usually what I tell the people in my channel. Because when I think of a black hole, I'm like, well, where did all my socks go? how did I have a pair and now I don't have a pair? And of course, you find them like weeks later, like in some bed sheets or something. But yeah, as far as the dimensions go, you know, we know that there is space time. We've tried, Einstein has tried to separate space and time, and we haven't done a good job at doing that. Right. So we combined it and said space time. But when people start talking about more dimensions, that's where you get a little bit more into the sci-fi. Not saying that it doesn't exist, or we just don't yet. And our human brains, you know, the gray matter we deal with are really, it's really tough to. I mean, even thinking about space time, you know, our brains just they try really, really hard to work that out. But yeah, I hope it's not a library. I mean, I love libraries, but you know, the way that they did that, it was a beautiful, and I'm sure you would agree, just the way that they portrayed it in the movie. It was very artistic. But as far as scientifically accurate, you know, of course I'm going to err more towards the side of humor, but.
I would like to interject. I completely agree with you. The different dimensions, that's whenever you enter quantum mechanics and quantum physics. And technically, if you don't observe it, it could be possible. So, you know, there could have been a library, hypothetically. I'm just joking. But supposedly, right before, if a human were to travel into a black hole and you got sucked and kind of like tiptoed on the singularity of it at the very like mouth of the black hole at the center for just a little bit, you would have like this kind of quiet feeling as all of your particles were ripped apart. But temporarily, you would be in a very serene kind of bath of blackness and existing in many different dimensions at the same time.
It's a mind blowing.
AKA you dead.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So, Nick, did you get to like nerd out on some science or space stuff before the show, man? Was there anything in particular that you're like, you know what, man, I got to go watch every single space video on YouTube ever? Hopefully, you went to youtube.com/startumspace and watched all my cool videos. Hit Patreon.com/stardom. Boom. So, Nick, anything cool that you checked out?
Well, actually, I just watched the whole Star Wars series. I mean, the whole thing from beginning to end. I mean, I had done that this week, and then I got asked to be on this thing. So, I mean, I don't know.
You know, just you never know the way that the universe is just going to come back around. I'm not saying like I'm not going in that direction, but you know what I'm saying. Speaking of which,
I think I just put it out there in the universe. And next thing you know, I'm doing this live stream with Neil deGrasse Tyson. So
I believe there's somebody that's on the live stream that just wrote a new book, and it's talking about how we can all make our dreams come true. Is there anybody that you know of, Lindsay?
Do what? What was the question?
I was directing it towards your book.
Oh, well, yeah, manifesting. I'm like quantum physics kind of thing, and manifestation of your dreams and things of that nature. I kind of go hand in hand.
Space stuff, man. Like, so
Space
we gotta love. So there's. In particular with the group that we got here, and real quick, I do want to remind everybody, you got to go to twitch.tv/Clear Skies Network to be eligible for the giveaways. Bill Nash is going to help us out over there, so please go there, check it out, subscribe if you're not. We do the show every single Saturday night, and we always get awesome guests. Obviously, tonight was a little bit more mind-blowing than usual, but everybody that's always on there are really high-end, incredible folks, and we've got some amazing people coming on next week. But check that out there. But kind of a little bit of what I want to talk about is that we've got a lot happening in space right now that's really going to kind of change the game. So we just had the Starship hopped for the first time, which is basically the first step to us having a rocket that will get us to Mars. Awesome. That is just the coolest thing ever. And Chris, I know it's something that you've got to be pretty excited about, being the fact that the name of the organization is Explore Mars and the name of our summit is the Humans to Mars Summit.
Hey, what a coincidence. I know. I'm talking here from apparently my black hole.
There you go.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Now, as I was mentioning earlier, but we'll get to the Starship in a second. But in the next 6 months, we could learn, probably 6 to 8 months, we could learn one of the most important questions we've asked basically in the history of humanity. Does life exist on another planet? The NASA mission, as well as the Chinese mission going, the NASA mission is called Perseverance, will be looking for evidence of past and present life. So we could very well learn whether Mars ever sustained life. And that would be really exciting because, first off, it would transform our understanding of life in the universe. If we had 2 planets side by side in the same solar system with life, what does that mean for the nature of life in the universe? And so, but we could also, even if we find life, there's another question. Would it be a second Genesis? Would it be related to Earth life or not? Because there's a theory that life may have been seeded back and forth between the planets. Both of the, whether it was an independent Genesis or they're related, both would be very interesting questions. But these missions are also going to let us learn about whether we can live off the land on Mars. And they're going to even fly a helicopter for the first time on Mars, hopefully, going with the Perseverance rover. So a lot of great Mars things going on. That test flight by the Starship is very exciting. As everybody knows, Elon is about one of the most passionate people about getting to Mars. He's been, he started SpaceX back in 2002, and from the very first moment, the goal was to get to Mars. So, but there are a lot of other things going on right now. We are better prepared to really start to send people into space, back to the moon, onto Mars than we've ever been. And this time, rather than just going flags and footprints like we did with the moon, we're going to go sustainably. We're going to stay and finally have people living and working in space. The next 10 years should be really exciting.
That's kind of a cool thing. So, Scooter, are you ready to write a song about us going to Mars? What do you think, man? Got one in your brain right now?
Actually, I was watching a video last night I was telling Nick, I think it was Abigail's video.
Wow.
Or no, who's the other?
Okay, Abby.
Yeah.
Who's the rocket scientist? Sorry, Abigail.
I removed myself from my body momentarily. Not used to this.
No, I feel bad because I got the wrong name. It was Bianca's video. I'm sorry.
Hey, you know what? But wait. Let's back this up though. While you're saying that, you did watch Abby's stuff too because we were talking about it.
I watched a lot of videos from both of you guys.
Exactly.
With Bianca,
you watched everybody's stuff.
with Bianca, one of the things she was saying, she was talking about the 7 minutes of terror. And it was, I believe it was when a shuttle was falling onto Mars and the 7 minutes time it takes to fall down. She had a video of the people in NASA watching it descend. And within that 7 minutes, the excitement and the fear, just watching it got me all emotional. And I was like, that's a great thing to write a song about. And it was just inspiring. So I appreciate you. Glad you said that because I had no idea that was a thing, and I was like, that's amazing.
Imagine that's gonna happen. That's gonna really happen. Like 7 minutes of terror. How cool that is going to be.
Yeah.
Like after having seen something going to Mars, then Scooter is gonna write a song about it. I can also die today,
Yeah,
we're all gonna just go home and have heart. We're just all gonna. The show's gonna end, and we're all either gonna go immediately to sleep, or we're just gonna pass out. So before the show started, I'm like, I'm calm as a Hindu cow. My adrenaline has been pumping for 4 or 5 straight days. I was like, Scooter Ward was just texting me last night, man. We were just hanging out and stuff, and we're gonna live stream on Codes. That's no big deal. Band that I have 2 tattoos on my body. What's in the f- going on, man? So yeah, it's kind of been a cool day.
Happy birthday!
Wait, so today's actually your birthday, though?
No, today is not. It is my actual birthday. Is on Tuesday, but let's be honest. Who celebrates on a Tuesday? Club going up.
Yeah,
Nobody does. That's it.
Nobody.
So I want to take the day off and I want to play video games. That's what I want to do. So I know my other boss is watching too. So yes, Kevin, I'm taking the day off. We all need one, man.
Well, happy early birthday then.
So I'm really stoked to welcome on our next guest, Maynard Okereke, just the coolest name ever. So happy to have you on. By the way, you're only the second Maynard I've ever heard of. The other one being the lead singer of Tool. So how you doing, man? Welcome on. Maybe. Maynard, can you hear us? Maynard? Hey, man. My man. Might have some issues. All right, so we're going to transition for a moment. Skylist, I know that you've got to go here a little bit, and you've always got other stuff going on. Can you tell us a little bit about your Twitch stream where people can check it out,
Sure.
and what it is that you do on that stream, so that way they can watch all the cool stuff you do?
Yeah, so I've been doing a space stream for a while, and that's how I communicate about space is via Twitch. So that's where people can find me if they want to learn about Twitch and just have a good time. It's not very kid friendly, but I'm not really trying to be. I probably would get, it'd probably be more, sponsor friendly if I were kid friendly, but I don't prefer to do that. I try to make space a fun thing for people. And something that they're excited about learning about, or, just people that are already enthusiastic about learning about it. This place that they can come and feel welcome and comfortable. But other than that, you have all the links to everything. And I'm so glad that I was able to be on here tonight. I know it was last minute and I know my time here is short, but that's been nothing but a wonderful thing. And guys, if you want some space stuff here, this is a channel. And I'm talking to all of you guys. Go ahead and hit that follow button for everybody here. OPT, Dustin, everybody else. This is such a beautiful collaboration of humans. And thank you guys so much for everybody that we've talked to tonight, that I've talked to on this lovely podcast. Thank you guys so much for being you. And I appreciate all of you. So yeah, that's it.
That was awesome. We really appreciate you being able to come on tonight, talk with us, and tell us about some of the cool stuff you do. And we can't wait to see the next streams on Twitch. You just kind of took a little break and just came back, right? So
yeah, I just took a break just because the stream life is a little bit weird in that it's you've got to do it over and over and over and over again. But I needed a break, and it was the first time I actually took a break in over 5 years. And yeah, it was necessary. Happy streamer, better content. So. Take care of your mental health. It's important.
I agree completely. Again, thank you so much for coming on and joining us tonight, and we'll see you on the next one.
All right, thank you guys. Have fun.
Bye.
So again, I said that there was going to be an F-bomb here or there. So my boss at Space Foundation Discovery Center said, "No, you're not. You're not taking a day off. No way." And sent me 3 angry face emojis. Kevin, actually, you know what? Kevin, what are you doing? I'm going to help you right now. I'm going to give you a link. I want you to come on the show and hang out with us if you got your stuff set up. Kevin is so cool. I mean, and it's one of those things that you're saying you kind of laugh about, because so many people say that they hate their bosses, and I love everybody I work for. Like I get a really cool group of people. Like I get to go to work every day and talk about space and science and Mars and work with incredible people like the ones that are on here. And it's awesome. I mean, Dustin technically sort of is kind of a boss now that I'm doing the stream on the show, on Clear Skies Network. So it's awesome to be able to be around that many cool people. So hopefully Kevin will be able to join us. So guys, we're figuring out all the stuff right now to do the first of the giveaways. And but Dustin, I want to pick your brain a little bit, and then after that, we are going to show Cold's new video, Quiet Now, and then after that, we're going to do the first giveaway. Sorry, it took a little bit longer. Time's just flying, man. We're already an hour in. So,
hey, Ron,
Dustin,
real quick before, I want to talk about aliens at some point before we get off of this whole thing. Okay, it's very important.
See my new tattoo. It's an alien.
Okay, so now go on. I just don't want to forget. So
not a problem at all. We can definitely talk. We can definitely talk about that. We're gonna dive in the deep end. So I think Maynard's back. He might be on.
Yeah.
Come work.
Can you hear me?
We actually make money. Oh, Mac with the disc. Space industry makes money, man. I see how you are. He does something crazy like banking or something like that. That's a boring job. I'd rather be broke and do some cool stuff than do something boring. I don't even know what you do, Mac. I'm probably lying. Maynard, I think we got you back, man. So at least want to say hey and we'll keep the show. So
hey, my
let's do
bad technical difficulties there.
No worries, man. Give everybody a quick intro of who you are and what you do, bro.
Yeah, what's up? I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson's official replacement on the show. I can't guarantee I'll be as entertaining or provide as much insight as Neil, but I will do my best. But for those that don't know me, and I'm actually meeting a lot of you virtually first time here, my name is Maynard, better known as the Hip Hop MD. I have my platform, Hip Hop Science, where I use hip hop, pop culture, and entertainment to educate on various random scientific subjects, everything from space travel, astronomy, to natural sciences, to physics, math, anything science related, STEM related, you name it, I'm on it. And I'm just honored to be here on this panel with everybody and, enjoying a Saturday night, drinking and sharing to you, Ron, on a happy birthday weekend.
Let me unmute myself. Thank you, man. I'm glad to have you on. I wish we could have got you on a little bit earlier. I know you're a big fan of Neil too. Unfortunately, there are some limitations to StreamYard. Honestly, any of them, you really can't get more than 10 people on a screen at a time. So you can only do so much, right?
Yeah. I'll get
Dustin, just want to pick your brain a little bit because a little bit later, again, for those that don't know, we're going to be doing some giveaways over the next hour. And one of them is going to be a $500 gift certificate to OPT Telescopes, thanks to Dustin and Jenny over there. And man, you guys are doing some cool stuff. You've just been busy. I'm a busy guy, and you make me look like I'm lazy.
Yeah, I don't know about that. My audio here won't have too many issues. If it does, let me know. I don't, slow this down with broken audio. But yeah, I mean, we stay very busy. We're willing to make this accessible. I mean, that's our job, right? Access to the universe. And so that's what we're working toward. And it doesn't just mean telescopes. It means providing like these and bringing communities together and, firing people with images and teaching them to all of that, the observatories, all stuff. And so, the give obvious sense, right? It's like, for one thing, birthday, Ron. So when you ask for something, it was pretty quick. Jenny's like, well, let's provide Ron, tell us it's his birthday. Happy birthday, Ron. And this is a great night to celebrate it. But the other thing, you wanted to help somebody else out.
Wait. The coolest thing you've said all night, you broke up when you said it. Repeat that one more time because it's really cool what they did. I was going into a meeting when they told me about it, and I had to do an analytics meeting for Space Foundation, and I was in tears trying to get myself together so that way I could talk about the numbers for our social media. So say that one more time because it's awesome.
Yeah. So we've been waiting a long time. I mean, you do so much science outreach. You've got to have a telescope, and the fact that you don't, I feel failure of the universe, right? And so we decided we're going to give you a telescope for your birthday, and you have a telescope on the way, and $500 PT. That's all you want. But I was talking to my business partner Jenny, and I told her, I was like, "Look, Ron really wants somebody else out. That's what he wants for his birthday. He wants to help somebody out." And so she said, well, let's do it again. Let's give him the gift of giving another $500 gift card to someone else. And so that is your gift tonight. Give away a $500 gift card to OPT, and let's be inspired to.
That was awesome. We got the majority of that. I'm just going to give a quick rundown. They are awesome people. And so earlier when we were talking about the live stream, I said, man, it would be awesome if we could do I said a little giveaway. Like maybe we can give away something smaller. And they're like, well, talk to Jenny. We're going to give away a $500 gift certificate. I'm like, we're going to do what? So awesome. Oh my God. And that was amazing. And not only we're going to do that. So I reached out to Chris and told him that we were doing the show tonight and asked him if he could come on. And he's also agreed to we have a registration for the Virtual Humans to Mars Summit. We're going to give away tonight as well. I know we talked about it a little bit already, but we've got some incredible guests: Emily Calandrelli, Leland Melvin, Charles Bolden, Dr. Cyan Proctor, Alyssa Carson. Like the list goes on, and we're still not done. There's still a couple of people that we're working on. Speaking of which, Scooter, you talked about it earlier. You talked about the video you watched. In that video is a very cool guy named Bobak Ferdowski who has a mohawk. Yeah, I think it was blue then. And you see him in that video, and he's crying once they realize that they land. And that's kind of how he became well known. We're talking to him next week. It looks like he's going to be involved with us too. Dr. Tanya Harrison. I mean, it's a who's who of space and science communication. and I know I'm excited for it. Chris is like, it's just another year. We're awesome all the time.
Pretty much. Yeah, I should note, actually, as you were mentioning the 7 minutes of terror, there's another one coming up. Perseverance rover, which I mentioned earlier, will be doing exactly the same landing. It's pretty much the same mission architecture design. So you're going to have the exact same mission, the same 7 minutes of terror as it comes into the Martian atmosphere at 13,000 miles per hour and has to slow down to nothing in 7 minutes. So stay tuned for that in February, because there's another one, and hopefully it works just as well as Curiosity did back in 2012.
Let me get the giveaway set up, and look, it's the man, the myth, the legend himself, Kevin O'Rangers. This is you're not going to believe it, but the guy sitting in front of his motorcycle, probably with whiskey in his hand, is the director of the Space Foundation Discovery Center. As soon as I met this guy, he's got his sleeves rolled up, he's got tattoos and a beard, and he's just like, we're going to fucking kill it. I'm like, I love this guy. And we've been best friends ever since then. And I'm so glad to have you on.
Hey, did somebody say aliens a little bit earlier?
He's so stoked. As soon as you okay, so all right, we can that's the perfect time to get into that and talk about it. So Kevin loves like cryptids. He is obsessed.
Don't say that, Ron.
Absolutely obsessed. I'm not saying he thinks they're real. I'm saying he thinks they're fascinating, and he likes to look at the myths and stuff behind them and say, like, what's the truth in these things? So he's always talking about it. He just gets in real deep, man. And I'll be hanging out with like him and his wife and his daughter, and we'll be having a drink, and he'd be like, but whenever we talk about these things, and we look out, and blah blah blah. And the big one for him, there's two big ones. One is Bigfoot, and the other is aliens. Aliens. It's like, is there aliens out there? Yes, they're good.
But you're getting me in trouble here, Ron. A lot of trouble.
Why am I getting you in trouble? It's true. You love to talk about that stuff, man. It's fun. But I mean, there's always interesting conversations around the office. Like, it's one of the things that I wish we had a TV show. Nobody has really any idea of what it's really like behind the scenes, and it's always just. I liken it to, I would love Aaron Sorkin to come and study our group and do a TV show where it's like this all of us around as we run around the building with all the different, because we have so many different areas of the Space Foundation. Like there's the Discovery Center, there's New Gen, there's what philanthropy does, there's obviously the social media things that we do, our live streamings, we have a studio upstairs. I mean, there's like a million pieces to this thing, and we just got next door, and we're working on the possibility of what would it be total now, Kevin? Like 80,000 square feet, 90,000 square feet.
Thereabouts.
We would have.
Yeah, thereabouts. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you know what our goal is, of course, and that's kind of what you guys are doing this evening, which is, look, space is cool, and the greatest thing about what we're doing at the Space Foundation Discovery Center is just that. It's our educational programs that are teaching STEM and STEAM. Through the lens of getting kids and getting people and, of course, teachers connected to everything that is space and the space industry. Look, we're not all going to be astronauts, right? We're just simply not. So how do we as an organization use education, use our platform for our Space Foundation Discovery Center to allow people to really connect to all things space, because it is so damn cool. And again, example of what you're doing tonight, Ron, connecting all of these people, again, from Cole to Neil Tyson to Abby, to all the folks that are actually on tonight. That's what we love. I mean, we love the possibilities of the beyond. We love the possibilities of now, and everything that we're doing right here is space inspired, right? It's come from all of the technologies and such that interconnect us. I can't say it enough. It's really fun to be a part of this. And for you, Ron, truly, and for those of you guys that are on and those of you guys that are watching, this is the busiest man in the space industry. Trust me when I tell you that. It's 24/7 Ron. So happy birthday, my brother, and I'm happy to be on, and I'll stick around just for a few minutes.
Man, and I'm glad to have you on, dude. Thank you. Again, it's awesome. And so Kevin and Chris, I don't know that you've ever met face to face before. So one boss meet the other boss.
Kevin, have you ever considered that Bigfoot might be an alien?
No.
Chewbacca.
There it is.
As a physical anthropologist by trade, if you will, Bigfoot is a possible Gigantopithecus, if you believe that there is a Bigfoot. But Actually, there was a species a couple 100,000 years ago, probably not bipedal. It was probably quadrupedal, very large ape, and possibly all the legends of the boogeyman in the forest may have come from that. But I like to tease Ron. He likes to tease me. There's great conversations when it comes to aliens and beyond. It's all things cryptids. But is it real? Is it true? That's up for you to decide.
Well, the military just started a task force to look at it.
Yeah. Seriously? Oh, interesting.
They did. They started up again and now have an official task force looking at UFOs again.
There you go. There you go. Listen, look, the technology is pretty incredible. It's technology. If there's technology like that, that's going to allow us to do some pretty amazing things. But again, our conversation here is about all things that we know of, and that is all the great things that we're doing to get us back, of course, to the moon and to Mars and to beyond. So enough of aliens and Bigfoot. Let's get to the good stuff, Ron.
Let's get to the good stuff. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to do the first of the 3 giveaways that we have tonight. And the first thing we're going to do is the very awesome Jeff Gagne, who works with Kevin and I at the Space Foundation Discovery Center, wrote a series of kids' books about space and science, and kids falling in love with it. And so I talked to him a little bit earlier, and we are going to sign and send out 3 to the first person that we draw on this one. And Bill Nash is going to do that right now, so I'm going to give him a second to do it. But I got to say something really cool. So last year, whenever Cold was in town and they were playing, I was feeling pretty down, man. Like it was tough. Like I was broke. I just got back. I didn't summit Kilimanjaro, and like it was costing me everything on the sun. I just quit DJing, and I didn't know if I was good enough to do what I'm doing now. I'm like, I'm gonna screw this up. Like there's no way I'm gonna last 3 months. Like I'm my own worst enemy. I'm gonna mess this thing up, right? And so I was like, Cold is 10 minutes away. I have to go to this concert. Like, I've got to go to this concert. I always want to see them, and now they're the closest they've ever been. I could walk there. I mean, I would have had to leave in the afternoon. I could walk there to go see this. And so while I was there, I'm hanging out, and Nick, I am so sorry because, God, I am the most atrocious singer in the world, and I am just singing at the top of my lungs. Nick is just like, can you get some noise-canceling headphones over here? Like, shut the fuck up, dude. But it was such an amazing night, man, and be able to hang out with everybody. But so I was going to bring a book and give one to Scooter, and I was like, no, man, like blah blah blah. I'm like, nah, it's not that big. It's not that big a deal. And so, like, right, I mean, that book right there. Yes, exactly. That book right there.
It's a coffee table book.
It's the coffee table book. That's so cool. Now I can die. We can all die together. So Hale-Bopp is not coming back with Let's Drink the Kool-Aid. It's not getting better than this. So I left, and when I was in the car, there was a line of people to see him, and I was like, I'm going to run back to the house and I'm going to grab a book. And I didn't. And when I came back, I walked in, and they were talking to the very last person, Lindsay and Scooter were. And I went up to Scooter, and I was like, hey, man, so I was in this book, and I got about like halfway through the next sentence. He's like, Ron Sparkman, and then I had a heart attack and almost died. And like I was like, holy shit, how the hell? Like, because we've emailed, so we've never really seen each other face to face other than me being a fan. So, but when he put 2 and 2 together, and then me, him, and Lindsay just ended up like hanging out in BS and talking about stuff. And I gave him the book, and he asked me to sign it. That was the very first book that I had, and the first autograph I got to give was to, like, again, 2 tattoos. Like, I know the album's in and out. It was one of the coolest experiences ever. And that means the world, man. It was awesome to sit and hang out. And I love it because Lindsay is now a part of the band, but she's also a fan. So it was fun for like me and her just sitting there like kids talking to Scooter and like nerding out. Like, you're the band, Lindsay? And she's like, I know, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I think we sat on the bus and talked till like 3 a.m. that night.
It was daylight when I drove home, man. It was daylight when I drove home, and I was just like, I was asking. I mean, it was a 4-hour interview basically. I'm like, so what does this song mean? I've always had this idea in my head. He's like, no, man, it's blah 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 blah. I'm like, mind blown. And it was the coolest thing ever.
Well, thanks, Ron. We love you, man.
So, all right, let me flip back over here to our Twitch stream. And again, if you're not following us over there, twitch.tv/Clear Skies Network. The first winner is Moo Hoodles on Twitter. On Twitch. So Moo Hoodles, please email me at stardomspace@gmail.com. I'm going to put it in there now, and then we're going to do the next giveaway here in just a little bit. But first thing that we got to do is Cold has a new song out, a recent video that is awesome. So we are going to show that, which is quiet now. So let me go to the YouTube channel and bring that up. And again, we are streaming out the Cold's YouTube channel tonight. If you haven't checked them out on all social media and especially their YouTube, where you can see all the videos, all the cool stuff that they've done. And we're also streaming out to another really great platform tonight called Science Actually, and it's such a great platform. About 250,000 people over there, and they do incredible work sharing science communication, and they are the real deal. So thank you to my friends over there for allowing us to stream on that tonight. And so let me get the video up, and we'll check it out. You guys also did a really great video. They did a cover of Run by Snow Patrol. That's awesome. And I just saw that. I'm like, oh, I love that one too. Can we play like 6 songs? So
thank you.
Where did the video go? You know what? I'm just gonna have to type in the name.
Hey Ron, I'd like to interject. Don't be so self-deprecating. You're awesome. It sounds like you need to reread or read Lindsay's book and channel unfuckable energy, because you're such a cool guy. Not atrocious at all.
Agreed. Wonderful.
I agree.
Ron, you're great.
No, I said I'm an atrocious singer. I cannot carry a tune to save my life. I cannot sing. So there's a reason why I became a DJ. I can't sing and I can't dance. I tried to be in show choir in high school. And when I was in show, I was the only guy that didn't make it. The only one. Everybody else made it. The only one that wanted it. A bunch of the football players did it just to be like smartasses, and they made it. I'm like, are you serious? So that's how bad I am when I say that. So now my goal in life is I've got to learn how to sing and I've got to learn how to dance just to prove that I can, and just kind of give the middle finger to the people like, I was like, come on, man, you're crushing my dream here. But that's why I have awesome people like Scooter who can sing. So Scooter, you got to teach me how to sing, man.
Yeah, I can't dance, so that's all I can do.
And I found the video, so let me share the screen, and we'll get that up. It's a really, really good video. And then after that, Maynard, I want to pick your brain about some of the cool stuff that you're doing. So we're going to enjoy the video, and we'll be right back. So if anybody needs to pee, run. We got like 4 minutes.
Smoke maybe down.
All right, there we go.
The day you went away from me, I remember all the little things. When you held my hand and said I'll be okay. I can still feel you and everything. Every movie, every song they play. Every time I hear your name, I pray for rain. It's a little too quiet now, and it's harder every day. I'm singing the song till the world is gone to keep you in my dreams. It's a little too quiet now, and no time can heal this pain. Stand up to God like I'm Superman to keep you close to me. It's a little too quiet. I can still feel you in everything. Every night brings back the memories. When I close my eyes, you wave goodbye to me. It's a little too quiet now, and it's harder every day. Standing the storm till the world is gone to keep you in my dreams. It's a little too quiet. It's a little too quiet now, and it's harder every day. I'm standing the storm till the world is gone to keep you in my dreams. It's a little too quiet now, and no time can explain. I stand up to God like I'm Superman to keep you close to me. It's a little too quiet. It's a little too quiet now. It's a little too quiet. It's a little too quiet now.
Crying. Yeah, so Scooter, you don't suck at that. In case you were
thank
wondering,
you.
I mean, I know you're new to it, and it's something you're working on, and eventually you'll be a great singer that writes incredible
One
lyrics.
day,
But
one
man, I
day.
think you're onto something, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that, Ron. It really means a lot.
So, well, you know what? I think what we'll actually do too is you've got that video of Run, so I think we'll finish the show with that one. That one's awesome too. I forgot that there was like an official video for that, and it's such a great cover. And I've always loved that song. And as soon as I saw it was on the track list, I'm like, shut up! Is it that Run? And then when the lyric video came up, it said it was Snow Patrol
I
cover. I'm
love
like, yes!
Snow Patrol. It was such a great song. We didn't really want to do a cover. We don't do a lot of covers throughout our career. We've done the David Bowie song, Run, and I think Dream On. And we were, with this record, I don't know, that song just rang true with the record. It sounded like it fit perfectly amongst the other songs. So it was a perfect one. And Snow Patrol, I remember every time I hear that song, it's like a timeless classic song to me. The chorus is just so beautiful, and it just means a lot to me. So it was important, and it's right in my vocal range, so it wasn't that hard.
I just want to mention that. So Jim Jar, hopefully I said your name right. I absolutely like that part in the song. Kicks me in the teeth every single time. I love that. I stand up to God like I'm Superman to keep you close to me. It's just badass. It's something that you're well known for. So I know that there's again a lot of people that are new because in the space and science industry that maybe haven't heard Cold, and there's a lot of people that have been commenting that since I've been talking about it this week, they've been looking into them. One person in particular, Dr. Graham Lau, was saying like some songs to check out. Man, I will message you. It is difficult. So I was talking to Scooter the other night, and he said, "Oh, hey man, like, which is by the way the coolest thing ever. He's doing handwritten lyrics. Actually, you're sold out of them, right? You're not doing anymore."
Yeah, they were up for like 11 hours. They sold out pretty fast. I've never really done that before. We did it a long time ago with the Cold Live thing, but those were copies of them. But these are original ones from my song journals, from my song journal pages that I'm actually doing for the fans right now. And, during a pandemic, musicians got to do what they got to do. And it was a good idea. And I put them up, I think, at 1 o'clock in the morning. And by 11 a.m., they were sold out. I was like, I can only do a certain amount because it takes a long time to write them out. I want them all to be perfect. And it was a really cool thing for the fans, man, and for us. So
this is super funny. I just happened to be on Cold's social media. That's how we're doing the stream tonight. A message just popped up. It's like, so I've got a question. Are you guys going to be doing any more of the handwritten lyrics? If you're watching the stream, we'll wait. You'll have to wait and see because he flew through them. But so he asked me which one was my favorite, and that's easy. It's a song called Black Sunday that reminds me of my mom. There's some lyrics to it, and that have always got me. And it's funny because when I first heard that album, the Year of the Spider album, I love the album, and that song didn't really speak to me, and now it has become my favorite song because there's just so much of it that connects with me, in particular our relationship and when I lost her. So I listen to that song a lot, and it's kind of a surreal thing to be talking with all three of you. And I know that, Nick and Lindsay, you've had other bands, and you've done other things. And Nick, actually, I do want to pick your brain on that one real quick before we go to Maynard, is that you've got another band too that you work with that you're talking about a little bit earlier. So you want to tell us a little bit about where people can check that out if they want to see the other stuff that you get to do?
You can find that band Lifer, liferband.com, or all social media. That's how I met Scooter, actually. Our band back in 2001, I believe it was. We were on tour supporting our record back then, and we went on tour with Cold. So, and then again in 2009, in another band I was in called the Drama Club, we did another tour with them, and I guess it was probably 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago, Scooter called me up and was like, "Hey, you want to play guitar for Cold?" And here I am. It's been great.
I mean, it's a powerful thing what you guys do. It's gotten through. I mean, you can see from the comments here. But like they've never written a bad song. But people are right now because Graham asked the question. But let me find the one here in particular. Like this is something that the band is known for. Cole's music has helped me through depression and so many things. Thanks for the amazing music, guys. Love you guys. It's the Cold Army is generally what the fans are referred to, and in the groups, all you hear is just.
Oh, hey, Matthew Kaiser, right there. He's on the bottom of our screen. That's the person I wrote the song for, actually. Just
wait.
sorry to interrupt you.
No. Let me find him. So Matthew is the guy that you wrote. Which song for?
Quiet Now, this video you just played. When
Really?
we were doing the new record, and his father had passed, and he came out to Arizona. His father lived in Arizona. He lives in Minnesota. And we were doing the record, and I thought it was a good, he was coming out there anyways. And I thought it was a good thing for him to come and hang out with us. So we came, I think the Super Bowl was going on, and we watched that and tried to pick him up a little bit and pick up his spirits. But he's been a friend of mine for a long time now. One of my best friends. I talk to him every day. And when it happened, it was just a brutal thing for him. And, I just felt all his pain. So I felt that I needed to do that for him.
That is, there's so many songs when you hear them, like Sad Happy, Rain Song, Wasted Years in particular, whenever I was in some, in some dire straits, so to speak. There's so many powerful songs, and again with Cold Army, you hear these stories of people who are like, it got me through depression, it got me through the suicidal time of my life, because like there's a very popular song that they have called Bleed, and it's basically about the music and how it allows him to kind of get out what it is that he's so passionate about, and it's so much of that music is just like it's gonna kick you in your soul, and like if you need a good cry, you're probably going to get some if you listen to the music. It is unbelievably powerful, and it is something that I wouldn't have been a DJ if it wasn't for it. And I was at the very first club I DJ'd at, and the DJ played She Said, and I was like, what is this? And fell in love with it, and I've been a fan ever since then, and been to as many concerts as I can. So if you're watching from the science streams, you haven't checked them out, you just heard Quiet Now. We're going to play another one of their songs a little bit later. It's absolutely incredible, and we definitely want to talk a little bit more about that. But Maynard, I want to tie this to you, man, because you, Hip Hop MD, you do a lot of cool things where you take music and tie it to space and science, and it's just one of the coolest platforms out there. Everybody and their mother is following you and loves the stuff that you do. It's original. It's Bill Nye meets World Star is what he describes himself as, and I absolutely love it. You're just one of the coolest guys out there, man. So tell us a little bit about like exactly how you said, this is my thing, this is what I want to do.
Yeah. Well, no, I appreciate that, man. And no, it's crazy because, first of all, that was the first time I've heard anything from Cold. So, me, I'm a music nut, and just because I do hip hop science doesn't mean I'm not into all genres. So I'm definitely going to be taking a look at some of that new music. So thanks for putting me on to some new game. I always appreciate that. But no, as far as like with me, my platform, it's been a crazy journey. Even just getting to the science communication world that I'm in, because I never even knew the work that I was doing was science communication until literally last year that I was like, oh, I'm a science communicator, because I got entered kind of randomly into this whole community of scientists and just nerds and space enthusiasts and all sorts of other science genres over this past year or so. And it wasn't even that I always knew that I wanted to do this. I always knew that I had a love for science. Like that was always kind of foundational element of my background. But then I also was a music nerd. I was a music artist. I was performing. I was on stages. I was opening up for artists. And that was like my dream. Music had always been my dream, right? And for me, it was like, especially being in the hip hop lane, there was always this kind of weird dynamic of having to keep the two sides kind of separate. It's like I was this hip hop nerd, but at the same time, I'm also this science nerd, right? And so even in my small circles, you know, people would always be like, how do you make that reference? Or why do you know these like random facts about stuff? And just because I was always curious. I was always researching things and always dissecting things further. And curiosity, I always have this thing called curiosity is nature's PhD. Because curiosity's got me to where I'm at right now, just asking questions and going exploring and doing the research, right? And absorbing that knowledge. I'm just kind of a sponge for knowledge, right? And that's really what kind of spearheaded me now to get into this platform. Was one, I made the leap down to LA to pursue music and entertainment. Right? I made the classic dream of going down to LA without a game plan. But then I got out here and I realized that, you know, the world was kind of my oyster. I could really do whatever I wanted to as far as putting myself out there as an entertainer. And for me, what I found funny, what I found great was just connecting things that didn't seem they were meant to be connected. And I just kind of looked authentically at myself, and I love music and I love science. And I remember listening to a song and kind of going down, fact checking and going through this YouTube wormhole of knowledge, and did a whole video about how this hip hop song wasn't true based on these different facts. And that was kind of really my first video, my hip hop science video. And from there, it just kind of snowballed into what it is right now, kind of this whole dissection of hip hop and music and pop culture and entertainment and comedy. And really now my whole goal is to really encourage, you know, more minority involvement into the STEM fields and really be a new representation and new voice in STEM. And it's been dope to me just hearing people's feedback about people that find my work just not, you know, entertaining and also educational. So many people reach out to me and saying they're using my content for schools, and I have schools now reaching out to me and doing a lot of work for organizations, everything from K through 12 through young working professionals, college students, even companies doing diversity and inclusion work. So it's just kind of this whole full spectrum of needs and desires that people have to make this connection. It's really showcased how much that this has been needed. And to me, that's the most uplifting part, you know, just kind of like Cole has some of the people that just kind of chimed in about how the music changed their lives. Just being able to kind of hear that feedback when somebody says the work that you're doing is uplifting. There's nothing more appealing than that. And so I'm just happy to kind of be on this path right now and excited to just kind of see all the new things that are coming down the pipeline.
I mean, couldn't say it better myself, man. You know, when music is your life, like it is for so many people that are on this panel. I mean, Abby sings and you know, plays piano and is already retired ballet dancer. And so if you feel like you're not getting enough done, she's 18 and she has done all that already. Has her own show on Astronomy Magazine that gets more views than everything I do in a month. She's doing incredible work. But I mean, I know that like music's really important to you, and I know that that stage presence, the things that you learned from that probably made you a bit of the communicator that you are now. So I want to go to you, and we're getting ready to do the second giveaway. We're gonna roll that right now while Abby is talking, and that's gonna be for the Humans to Mars Summit pass. It's like $225, something like that. I don't even remember what we're charging now. It's very affordable for that 4-day pass. If you haven't, we're going to talk. Oh, Chris, I'm going to go to you after we talk to Abby and kind of pick your brain about what you're excited about most. But so we're going to roll that now. And then Abby, so did being a musician and doing all the things you do, did it help you become a science communicator and help you express this thing you love so much?
Definitely, yes. So one of the main things with my experience on stage, how it helped me and impacted me the most was public speaking and my fears with that. So I knew that I was going to be in the educational field for something that had to deal with space for a long time. And so I knew that I would have to talk with people and not just kind of cluster up in my shell. And so I kind of just threw myself into public speaking wherever anyone wanted me. I just kept putting myself out there no matter how foolish I felt, or no matter how unprofessional the topic was, or whether I had to research it, the night before or whatever. But I was only capable of doing that because of my experience and being on stage, from dancing in a multitude of ballets, piano competitions that I've done. I really do have anxiety getting on the stage and performing in front of people, no matter what it is that I'm doing. But I've gotten to the point where it's masked and no one knows. Like right now, I am terrified to be on here, but I'm having an amazing time because I'm on with amazing people. And with that, you know, you gain experience and you gain practice, of course. And I'm, you know, of course, try to channel my love for the particular thing that I'm doing in that moment to try to override the fear, because of course, love is going to win. But yes, definitely, that has really, really, really impacted kind of everything that I've done, especially arts. For a long time, I wanted to do astrophotography because I was so intrigued by all the different colors, because I was more in the STEAM part of it whenever I was indulged in my ballet and my piano mainly. But then I switched sides and kind of changed gears and went, you know, full astro, and I'm still doing piano, but I really kind of appreciated the physics part of it after that, and really definitely performance gave me a wonderful understanding and appreciation for this, because otherwise I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have been able to do what I've done and accomplished and meet the amazing people if I hadn't just continuously put myself out there and exposed myself, no matter how I guess weird or self-conscious I felt. It really has been an amazing learning experience, and I definitely advise, whether or not you are into performing or into the arts, at least taking some public speaking classes, or, you know, kind of hollering out in a store or singing a song even though you don't think that you sound good in front of other people, just to kind of shake off the shell and expose yourself and kind of remove some of the filters so you can ground yourself with reality and appreciate more what's going on around you.
Oh, I'm so inspired right now. That was so beautiful. Yeah, you're speaking my language. Love will always win too.
Yeah. And it's funny, I think what Neil stated this earlier too, I think we're the epitome of that connection between arts and sciences, you know, and having that creative background and that creative understanding, I think just helps us all in our science communication and our exploration of just the love of science in general.
I love it.
I can't agree more, man. I mean, it's an exciting time for everything that's going on, and we're fortunate that. Can you imagine 100 years ago when the last plague came through, not having the internet? We get to do cool stuff like this, man. We are all very, very separate. I mean, you know, Bianca is in Italy. Speaking of which, for my 40th birthday next year, to top this, we're going to Italy for like 2 weeks. We're going to go skydiving.
Actually, I'm not in Italy now. I'm in London.
Okay, so you're in London now, but you were in Italy because that's how cool she is with her silver dress and purple lipstick. I'm not entirely sure. Hold on, let me make.
Yes, yeah, blue lipstick. And by the way, you're welcome for all being asked. Thanks to the engineers. Just saying.
I mean, so we're all going to go. So Space Fam, this is the invite. If it's up your alley, we're going to go to. We're going to go to Florence, and we're going to go to Museo Galileo, where they have his middle finger in a glass case and some of his first telescopes. We're going to go to the most amazing sandwich shop you've ever been to in your entire life. There's also a really great, he's called the Butcher of Panzano. I went last time that I went, and he's just amazing. He speaks no English, and all he listens to is AC/DC all day. And everybody that walks in the door, he calls them. And he's got a bunch of different places, and people travel all over the world. He's on Netflix shows. He's absolutely amazing. And I got to go with my friend, my family, my second family, the Palombos, and my good buddy Justin Jameson. And so it was just an incredible experience. I loved Italy. I would really like for honestly, my goal, Dustin, this is the big goal, man. I want to put it out there to you now. There is an observatory in Rome that shut down, and I think we should get it and make it the Stardom or OPT Stardom, like Rome official observatory. I think it'd be the coolest thing ever.
This is how all these projects start. Exactly like that every single time. But okay, Ron. Figure it out, man. Let's do it.
Let's see what it's going to take to get it. So,
get it done.
So we're going to do the second giveaway for twitch.tv/Clear Skies Network. If you're not on there, you need to be there for the last giveaway that we're going to do in a little bit. But the winner of number 2 is Big Daddy Berta. So you're going to get a hold of me, man. And we're going to give you a registration to the Humans to Mars Summit virtual that's happening in 2 weeks. We've got a lot of really amazing people that are going to be on it. I'm even going to be on there. We're going to do a really cool panel that's going to be the only one that's not directly part of it. We're going to do a live stream out to all of our channels. It's going to have Alyssa Carson. It's going to have, well, obviously me, Jake Robbins from the We Martians podcast. Possibly, Chris, you don't even know this yet, but Diana Alcindi talked to me earlier today. It looks like the Arabian Stargazer. It looks like she's going to be on there. Hold on a second here. I'm trying to think of everybody. So Alyssa Carson, there's like 5 people on there. I'm trying to make sure I get everybody. Yeah, Tina Brinsberger, Astro Athens, and I think that I got everybody there. That should be
Rachel. Is Raquel now?
No. Raquel can't do it. She just had a baby. So Raquel, if you're watching, she's got a little one at home. So Raquel Nunez, the space geologist, she's incredible. She does a lot of. I actually got to meet her and hang out with her at UCLA with a couple of my friends last year, right before Yuri's night, and they're doing really cool stuff over there. And her partner is Derek from Veritasium. So both of them, an incredible science communication family. They're both obnoxiously good looking. Those kids are going to be brilliant. They're going to take over the world. So we wish we could have her, but we're going to do. I think we're going to end up doing a future panel with her. Probably, I don't know, maybe the fall. We're going to keep doing panels after H2M like we've been doing the webinars and stuff. But Chris, is there a particular panel that you're really excited about this year that we're doing?
Well, I think actually the worldwide crisis has actually created some interesting programming. We're having a panel that Sean Pena is going to be moderating called basically how COVID has impacted how it relates to Mars exploration, lessons we can learn for Mars exploration from our experience over the last several months. It's kind of been like we've all been living in a Mars analog experiment in isolation. And there really are actually valid lessons we can learn that we can apply to Mars exploration. Other things, we'll begin looking at diversity and inclusiveness. We have a great panel that Cyan Proctor is moderating along with J.R. Edwards of Lockheed. That one's going to have Charlie Bolden, the former administrator of NASA, and Leland Melvin, NASA astronaut. Actually, both of them are NASA astronauts as well. So that should be, those are really exciting ones I'm looking forward to. But we're talking about the arts as well. And we have, in partnership with Jancy McPhee of the Science and Art Exchange, we're going to have all these different artistic and musical performances, an original piece by Tom Middleton, the composer. We're also going to have, at night, we run these Drinks with Explore Mars. I think each night of Humans to Mars Summit, one of them will have musical performances there. One of them will have one of the Star Trek Next Generation composers, Jay Chataway, who wrote the music. Those of you might be familiar with Picard's flute theme. He's the one who wrote that. So we're integrating art, music throughout the summit as well.
One of the cool things about us is that with Drinks with Explore Mars, we've now had 4 astronauts come on and talk about stuff and have drinks with us on top of other science communicators. It's always a crazy cool show. Again, that one's free that we do it the rest of the year. It's on Tuesday nights. I know I made the joke earlier that I'm celebrating my birthday today because who does anything on Tuesday? But it's what we've been doing for a while. We took a break for the Humans to Mars Summit, but we'll be back with that afterwards. And again, more panels. And speaking of webinars, Kevin, we've got a lot going on at Space Foundation and the Discovery Center. Some stuff we can't talk about yet. That's right. I vague booked live. What do you think about that? Well, we got some really amazing things that we're working on. We've got some big announcements coming up from the entire organization in the next few weeks. But I want to talk about some of the stuff we're already doing, like the web event series that I do. Rachel English's new show. She's actually going to be on next week's show, and we're going to talk about it, Blast Off. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about like all the cool stuff we've got going on and let everybody know what's happening.
Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, there are a lot of science centers and cultural institutions around the country, folks, that really are hurting. They do need you. They need you to come back. We, of course, at the Space Foundation Discovery Center here in Colorado Springs, we need you as well. Connect with us with all things space. But again, if you're out of town, you're not in Colorado Springs, and your local neighborhood science center or museum is in your back door, go out and support them, folks. Support the folks, the education folks, support the guest services folks. Let them know that museums and science centers really do mean something to us and to our culture, even in light of COVID and COVID closure. But with that, Ron, yeah, we're super excited, particularly at the Space Foundation and Discovery Center. All of our live webinars, our upcoming homeschool programs, particularly here in Colorado, Colorado Springs, most students will be starting back to school virtually. So we're connecting with them with all of our educational resources, STEM-based resources. So again, check us out. If you've not ever visited the Space Foundation Discovery Center in Colorado Springs, first off, Colorado Springs is gorgeous. Come and visit us sometime. But please go to discoverspace.org, and there you'll be able to connect to all of our educational resources. And most importantly, be able to find this dude that's moderating this panel, Ron Sparkman, who is our chief curiosity correspondent for the Space Foundation Discovery Center. And we love having him because he helps to connect you to us and, of course, to all things space.
Dude, it's awesome. We've got some amazing things coming up in Tuesday after next. We're going to have, it's going to be the overview effect. So it's Frank White, the Cosmic Perspective team, Rachel Lyons from Space for Humanity, and a to be named astronaut. We've got feelers out to 3 of them to see who's got the ability to be on, but they're all massive and they're all wonderful. We'll see which one works out. And then I'm really excited about that. So make sure you guys check it out. It's free. All you have to do is register for them. We're going to have like all the graphics and stuff up next week. So we're really looking forward to that. And there's another one I'm working on that's a couple weeks after that. That might have 3 astronauts on it. So it's going to be a really exciting few months, man. We've got so many cool things going on. And I'm excited that we got to have you on for a little bit. So, Kevin, I know you. I want to boot you. Wait, hold on a second. I need to.
Yeah, boot me. I'm here, my God.
No. I can't boot anybody, man. Well, the reason why is that everybody's saying we have to touch on this subject as we do. Oh, wait, real quick question. Dustin, is there a stream after mine? Does somebody come on at 10 o'clock?
No, I don't think so. Jeff would have that, but I don't. So no, I think you're good.
Well, I was going to say, if it's okay with everybody, depending on if you've got to go, I understand, but I think we might go over a little bit because I want to play another song from Cold, and we got the next giveaway to do. But we have to talk about the aliens thing because everybody does. But the reason why what I was saying was that I would love to have on Graham because Graham's an astrobiologist and he is the master at this. I have him on my shows all the time. We've got the maximum of 10 people on right now, but everybody likes to talk about it. Like, have aliens been here and blah, blah, blah. I think if we have to talk about the possibility of life, particularly in the solar system and the universe, is that it's very likely that very soon we are going to find life within our own solar system. It won't be aliens we think, like the little green men that are smarter than us. But there's a mission on the way to Mars right now. We talked about it a little bit earlier and in recent shows, and we actually did a live stream on both Explore Mars and Space Foundation for the launch day that we had just a few weeks back. Perseverance is going to go through that 7 minutes of terror that Scooter talked about a little bit earlier. And when it lands on Mars, one of its main mission is to search for extinct or extant life and microbial life, and it has the instruments on board. We have 3 other moons that are fascinating, which is Enceladus, Europa, and then my favorite, which is Titan. And if we look at Titan and we find a moon that is a couple planets away from us it has methane lakes on it. And when you talk about a methane lake and you talk about the possibility that something is swimming there, there's no way it's going to be anything like us. Europa and Enceladus in particular, that those icy oceans could have something that maybe is something similar to our life. Or there's a really cool thing called panspermia where we have what on this planet called extremophiles. So tardigrades, they're awesome. They can survive in damn near anything. So there's a possibility that these rocks that are ejected into space from these massive impacts have this possibly have this life on it, and maybe it goes to space, and maybe Mars seeded our planet, maybe Venus did. We don't know. These are some of the questions that we love to ask, right? But if we're talking about the methane lakes there, that is for sure a second Genesis. It will be nothing like us. And if we can talk about another form of life that's right up the road, like it's quite literally, in cosmic speaking, it's sitting right in front of us. If it's right there, think about the other hundreds of billions of stars in this galaxy alone, and there are possibly trillions of galaxies within this universe, and this might only be one of a multiverse.
Wow.
So is there life up there?
There you have
We
it.
have nothing else to add to that. Now you said everything.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah,
to
so I
kind
mean,
of add on what you just said, Ron, 1 in 5 sun-like stars have what's called a habitable zone. And what that is a key element for life to survive on some exoplanet somewhere. We are in the habitable zone where everything reacts in the right way. We've got the right gravity pull, we've got the right temperatures, we've got the right pressure, we've got our atmosphere, the many different factors involved and variables to support life. And so if you think that there's 1 in 5 sun-like stars, which is a main sequence star, one of the most common stars that inhabits the universe, has a habitable zone, then that means hypothetically there are 11 billion potentially habitable Earth-sized planets in our galaxy alone. For us to think that we are the only civilization out there or life form is just absolutely pompous. Whether it's a microorganism.
I agree.
Wait, humans are pompous? Get out of here. We're not arrogant.
There's got to be something.
Word of the day.
Yeah, no way. Well, I mean, there's the famous, I think it was Asimov that said it, that there's either going to be life everywhere or we are alone in the universe, and either one of those ideas is terrifying.
So it's crazy too, because if you think about it, like Abigail said it right? You the first thing we look at is for planets in the habitable zone or planets that contain water. But if you even think beyond that, right? We found species here on Earth. We just recently found invertebrate here that doesn't need oxygen to survive. And so if you just think about the possibilities of life on other planets, sometimes we get so focused on what we know of as needing life here on Earth, which is like water, sunlight, energy, all these different things. If we know that there's an organism here that doesn't need oxygen to survive, what type of chemicals that are other organisms and other planets and other solar systems and other universes, how are they surviving? Is there a species that doesn't need oxygen to survive and is surviving off of another chemical? We don't know, right? There's so many other possibilities, and I think even when we start thinking outside that box of what we know of as needing life or needing to sustain life, there's so much beyond that could also potentially happen, And so when you add that on top of habitable zones and looking for that, then it just becomes almost out of this world of like the possibilities. And we all know how vast space is, as you mentioned. We're millions and millions and millions of light years away. What could possibly exist that's thriving out there that we don't even know of at this point?
I mean, I really can't agree more. And so I do want to touch on this because Graham, one of the reasons I mentioned that I would like to bring, I wish I could bring Graham on right now, is because Graham is also somebody that will very quickly say, we do not know for sure. And there is also a possibility because of a lot of different things like the great filters or the universe, though, when we talk about it, even though the idea of 13.8 billion years, something being that old, is absolutely mind-blowing, our universe is going to be around for trillions of years. So we really have only been here for a little bit. So is it possible that we really were the ones to get this far to achieve sentience? Of course it's possible. That is absolutely out there. And then Graham always tries to bring that back, bring it kind of back down to earth, no pun intended. But that's the thing that he loves. It's like, we want to go look. And if we find it, we find it. But we cannot say for a fact, yes, there is, until we have absolute proof. That is the entire point of science. And it's something that everybody is working on. And if you were to listen to people like Dr. Jim Green, the chief scientist for NASA, and Graham, and if you think that these people are hiding something, you're out of your mind. They can't wait for us to find life, and they will tell everyone. There's no way anybody keeps that secret, and they would, as soon as there's proof, NASA will be on TV being like, guess what? We found extinct stuff. People can be astropaleontologists now. By the way, the coolest title ever. I definitely want to do that. Because I wanted to be a paleontologist when I was younger, and now I'm doing the astronomy thing. So I can do both. Astropaleontology? That's awesome. So on that note, I want to go ahead and play the second song from Cold. And then after that, we're just going to wrap up with everybody and do the final giveaway for that $500 gift certificate from Mr. Dustin Gibson. So let's play the second. Well, let me get through the ads on here. Hold on one second. That's not anybody's fault. It's just the way that YouTubers. So here we go. Anytime now. Let me take my time. Everybody sit and wait while I Well, I do all the button flicking.
Do,
Live,
do, do, do,
live
do,
production, my friends. Live production.
do, 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 do.
And here we go.
As if you have a choice, even if you cannot hear my voice, I'll be right beside you, dear. Louder, louder, and we'll run for speak, I understand why you can't let your voice to say. To think I might not see those eyes, it makes it so hard not to cry. And as we say our long goodbyes, I'll give it to you. Light up, as if you have a choice, even if you cannot hear my voice, I'll be right beside you, dear. Louder, louder, I will run for our lives. I cannot speak, I understand why you can't let your voice to say. We don't have time for that. All I want to find out is to God
So awesome. So awesome. Okay, let me get it back out here. Let me kick it off before. Hello, Stacey Abrams. So Kevin had to bounce out. He's having some technical difficulties, but again, that's awesome. You guys have so much going on. So Lindsay, Scooter, Nick, I want to kind of go back to you just for a quick minute. Tell us a little bit about what's going on. I know obviously once everything's back open, we're going to be able to see you guys back out on tour again. Can't wait for you guys to come to Colorado. I was so mad, like all this happened, and you guys were going to play in Denver, and it was Scooter's birthday. And I'm like, God. And I was going to.
That would have been nice.
Yeah, man, that would have been so awesome. But you know what? We'll all be able to be around each other again, and it's going to be a really cool time next time. So let us know, kind of, what you guys are doing. Obviously, the lyrics went out real quick.
Yeah. Well, right now we're, the Breaking Benjamin song just came out with "Far Away" on the Aurora album, and that did really well. I sang on that with Ben, and that video, but it got me choked up, man. That video really makes me miss my other family, Cold Army. We like to call them family because that's what they feel like. We've been with them so long, and it's just you've been to the shows, man. Everybody's just always together. It's a beautiful experience. But yeah, so we did the song with Ben, and we're doing some surprise things. I can't really say what they are yet. That kind of sucks that I can't say anything, but we're doing something, and it's pretty cool. So hopefully it'll be out not too far from now. That's all I can.
Scooter's big booking. That's my man. Yeah. See, I've passed the gift along. So here in just a minute, we're going to do that last giveaway as we start to wrap up. I know we ran a little bit over. I appreciate everybody coming on. But Dustin, definitely want to get you to give us a quick breakdown of what you guys do, and then we're going to show a really cool promo video of what it is that a lot of these other streams on this channel get into. And it's impressive. And again, we've been able to stream this out tonight to so many different channels, like Science Actually. It's on Stardom, at Stardom Space, everywhere. You can check it out if a lot of you have been watching on Cold's social media and YouTube. It's been really great to have everybody on, and there's always more stuff like this going on. There's so many great hosts. Dustin actually just started snatching all of us up because he's too busy being the CEO. So he created this Clear Skies Network. So if you're listening on there, please subscribe, support the channel. Everybody on here puts in a lot of time and effort to be able to bring you a lot of free content, and that just helps us to allow to continue to do that. So anything that you can do like that, man, we always appreciate it. But Dustin, hit us and kind of give us a little breakdown of what else happens here on Clear Skies.
Yeah, well, first, I changed my microphone. So can you hear me now? Did it work?
Yeah, you were actually crystal clear now.
Oh, man, it worked. I just should have done that in the beginning. But, I'm not an IT guy. So anyway, don't know anything about it. But anyway, hopefully it holds. So, yeah, what we do is OPT is actually a very old company. So Jenny and I bought the company 4 years ago with the vision to just make space more accessible. It actually happened in an interview that we were doing for a documentary about OPT. OPT is 74 years old. When we bought the company, it was the largest telescope supplier in the nation already. And Craig, the old owner, had just done a phenomenal job of making space accessible to people, getting them excited about it, and just keeping that conversation going, And so when we came in, that's what we wanted to continue to do, but we wanted to open it up to the entire world. And that has been the mission since. But on a documentary, Jenny and I were getting interviewed, and he asked, well, when did you first look through a telescope? And it hit me that Jenny and I both said we were deep into our 20s the first time we did that. And I thought, I grew up in Alabama, and I just thought, I don't even know if I ever heard anyone say the word telescope all through school, through high school, through anything. Like, it just wasn't part of conversation, and that was normal. And so we both, after we left that, we were like, that was weird. And we've never thought about it. That struck awkwardly. So let's do something about it. And we brought it to the team. And so we started these observatories. And that's what we use Twitch for mostly, is live streaming, deep space imaging. You take a picture, you can say what you want it to point at. You say Andromeda Galaxy, scope, you can watch it move to Andromeda Galaxy, and then you start seeing images of it live. That's all here on Clear Skies Network now. But we started building these observatories, and then the idea struck, what if we build a network of these around the world in all the time zones that have land-based time zones that's possible to build in, and then we just give that away for free as the OPT Access to the Universe project, right? Like, let's make it to where if you have a cell phone, you can partake in this conversation and see your neighborhood. We shouldn't rely on the agencies. This is our universe. And so there has to be a way, there has to be a tool to keep that conversation alive and make it accessible. And if that is something that we can put a dent in, then it's like, what mission are we going to do that's more important than, for the first time in human history ever, us as a, as just humanity having access to explore our own neighborhood, right? And that's the goal, that's the mission. And that Clear Skies Network is now a big part of that. That was where this kind of evolved from.
And I mean, man, there are a ton of people subscribing right now. It looks like Rockstar Tragedy just gifted 4 subs to some people. So everybody, yeah, man, it's so awesome when you do that. It allows us to keep doing these really cool things, and helps pay Dustin back for that telescope that he sent to me. So we're gonna show real quick video, and then after that we're gonna do just a quick round table with everybody, and we're gonna pick the last winner. But this is a really cool thing that they did. They filmed this summer. These telescopes out in the middle of nowhere. It's just a cool setup. I can't wait to get back out to the California area, go to Oceanside, go to LA. Place I've always wanted to live.
California.
Yeah, California, man. And then, yeah, man, we gotta hang out. Me, you, and Kevin gotta go do some stuff. Not anything physical. Both of you two were jacked. So I'm not into any of that, man. But I'll definitely run around and be the ugly guy in the group. But
hey, I'm in LA now. I just moved back on Monday, so.
And nice. Indeed. So there you go. See, all right, now that's a video.
My best friend's in Van Nuys, so I'm there a lot.
Booyah. See, we're making friends.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we're going to show this video real quick, and then we'll do a roundtable with everybody as we wrap up. And it's been so awesome to have everybody on. Stick around. We're not done yet. We're getting ready to give away our last giveaway of the evening, a $500 OPT Telescopes gift card. If you are not on the Twitch stream, you need to be there to be able to win it. So you need to get over there now. If you're watching anywhere else, this is your last chance. This is the big one. So go over to twitch.tv/Clear Skies Network and check out this super cool video.
Hey, what's up, guys? We're in Landers, California, in my observatory. Give you guys a quick gear rundown and show you what I'm using. This is a software bisque ME2 mount with over a 200-pound capacity, which is necessary with a scope like this. You can even see all the counterweight that goes on the other side to balance this thing. But this is my long focal length scope. This is what I use to shoot most of the galaxy images that I post. This is a 17-inch planewave CDK with a quartz mirror, about 3,000 millimeters of focal length, so really reaches out there. And you compare that to what you see on the side of like a football field with a 70 to 200 big photographer lenses. This is 3,000 millimeters, so it really, really reaches out there. On the back side, you can see the camera here. This is an SBIG 16803. Use it, it's a really big sensor, but more importantly, has really big pixels, which you have to have on a focal length this long to really get the images that we're looking without making the stars super bloated. So that's what this one does. And then on the underside, I've got an off-axis guider here, and this is a guide camera. So once the imaging starts, this camera takes control of the mount, and if anything happens, the wind blows or something bumps it, that will take control of the system and move it back so that everything is always sharp and you don't see star trails in the image. This is the Planewave IRF 90 focuser. So it not only focuses the camera, but also rotates the camera to make sure that whatever the framing is you have for the artistic aspect of the image, you can get that in there and actually frame the image the way you want it. This pier here is a 4-foot pier, and it's on a ton of concrete, as you can see, and the concrete is actually isolated from the rest of the building, so it's separate, so nothing is actually touching that. That way, moving around in the observatory doesn't move the telescope, doesn't shake anything. Once the skies get dark, I pop open the roof. Telescope stands up, and you can see this thing is pretty substantial. But then from there, can take control over it. Yeah, guys, so we run this thing every night that's clear, so you can come check it out, twitch.tv/GibsonPics, and see this thing in action, images rolling in live, and really just explore the universe with us. Come check it out.
Wait, hold up.
So cool.
Is that what
so
you're
cool.
getting for your birthday?
Okay, so let's back this up. So whenever,
because I want that
on all the other live streams, I laugh about this because whenever I go to those other live streams, I feel like they're speaking French because it's such they're so well versed and the stuff that they talk about. And I come on and I crack jokes and I'm funny because that's about all I really have to contribute. It's such a learning experience on those streams. And they do some cool stuff. But give us a quick breakdown, Dustin. What is the telescope that you are sending me for my birthday? By the way, it's super cool. Okay, my first telescope. It's awesome. Okay. But Dustin, tell us a little bit about what it is, and I'll try not to cry.
Yeah, so it's something that the timing just couldn't have worked out better because, we talked about this, Ron, months ago, where you were like, hey, I really want a telescope. And I was like, I really want you to have one. But we have another company, an astronomy innovations company called Radiant Telescopes. And so we've been working on a ton of different products, but one of those products is a telescope that is designed specifically for astrophotography, for people getting started and for people that just need simplicity to just jump into it, that you're not going to have a big building surrounding it. You might want to just pack it in your car and go somewhere. And so the very first one of those coming in is just perfectly aligned with your birthday timing. And so, we thought, here it is. Let's get him the very first one of these telescopes rolling in. And so you have it on the way. You're the first one receiving them.
That is so awesome. Oh my God, it's so cool. I can't wait. So the thing that a lot of people don't know, and I got to do a quick shout out to Colorado Springs Astronomical Society, because I have had the telescope loaned from them for like 3 or 4 years now. And it's right beside me, I swear. And I even show it in live stream stuff. And so that way you can see CSAS, so for CS Astro, that's on the side. So that way people can see it because I feel bad. But we have given away some telescopes with them, so I do feel a little bit better about that. So we actually gave a telescope. So it's it's going to work out in the end once I take this one back. So once I get that, they're probably going to be happy to see this guy. Get back to him. But it's an awesome Celestron scope, man, and it's definitely got some love. And so with everything being as crazy as it has been, the other night I drove up to go hang out with CS Astro for Perseus, and that was the first time I got to see a meteor shower. And it just lights up the sky. It's like fireballs. Like it's like right, was up in the air. Like it's just cool shit ever. And if you haven't ever been able to see it, you can still see it until like the 24th. It won't be as prominent as it is right now. But if you can get the dark skies, if you have never, this is my gift to you. If you have never gone out and you have never been to a place where you can see the Milky Way galaxy, you are missing something in your life. Go do it and realize where we are in this universe and the part of it that you are and that you came from that. Like that is one of the coolest things ever to know, is that, as old as this universe is and old as it ever will be, like the pieces of you came from that long ago, that far away. And it's just one of the best things ever. You are made of star stuff. Your mom was right. It's just a really cool thing that we get to do and share. And we're going to do the giveaway in just a moment, but I want to go around and give everybody a quick chance to say, some final comments, and then we're going to give away that $500 gift certificate. So Bianca, I want to go to you. Tell us all the cool stuff that you're up to and anything. You're always doing stuff too, live streams and science communication. I think you got like 3 new jobs in the last 2 weeks. Like I got to try and keep up with you now.
Yeah. Talking about jobs, yes. So as a daily basis, I am a product manager in telecommunications spacecraft. So I actually work in the UK for Airbus Defence and Space. But on top of that one, my biggest passion is space, advocacy, and communication. So I've just registered my Cosmic Space Consultancy company, for which I'm very excited about, and that's all the projects that are happening are all in the space communication. So for university students, and to make them understand that basically there is space for everybody. So many times students come to me and they don't know where they should probably start. They want to have a career in space and they don't really know where to start, even if they are studying aerospace engineering. And the whole spectrum of opportunities out there, the way we perceive science, the way we communicate science, it can be so very personal. And the journey to the career is so very personal that there is actually opportunities for everywhere. So what I'm doing is exactly about that. Plus, I'm working on a project which is more about deep space exploration. And on this one, because it's all very confidential at the moment, I'll probably be able to share something when it's real. But I'm speechless about what I've learned this evening and being here with all of you today, and all the ways music, art, engineering, astronomy, photography, all of you are communicating the magic of space. For me, it just gives me goosebumps. And I just want to reiterate the fact that there is a way of communicating for everybody. So the fact that I'm here, Ron is doing that, or anybody else is doing that, doesn't mean you can't do that. It actually means that you can be there and you can bring on your own identity, your own projects in a way that is completely different from ours, and we can just learn from everybody else.
Beautifully said, as always. So watch all the stuff that she's up to. Where can people find you on social media and all that fun stuff?
Where they can find me. So they can find me on Facebook with my name, Bianca Cefalo. The same on LinkedIn. I'm very active on LinkedIn as well in a way that is more technical. Then my Instagram is cosmical-b, where I have lots of fun stuff going on, like lives with other engineers, with other science communicators, fun pictures in a way that I want to talk about engineering in a funny way. So again, bringing it down to earth, what it is rocket science. Also with tattoos and ways I use my body to explain science in a way, because I'm also a lot into sacred geometry, and for me triangles are the basics of life. So I have lots of triangles on my body as well. And then there is my website, which is biancacefalo.com, where you can find all pictures or the other information, and social media where you can find me and just drop a message. Twitter is Be the Rocket Star. So yeah, I'm almost forgetting my socials. And so if you go to my website, biancacefalo.com, you will find all the information, what I'm up to, what are my other socials, and just drop me a message and we can chat.
Awesome stuff. So Lindsay, let's go to you next. Obviously got your new book out, just moved to LA. You've been busy. Just to let everybody know what you're up to and your social media.
Okay, well, lindsaymanfredi.com is my website, and you can get the book there. It's right here. I'm doing signed copies, so I'm sending them out myself. So if you get them from me, that's it. Hopefully we'll be back on the road soon. I miss my band family. It kind of makes me a little emotional being with Nick and Scoot tonight, and thank you, Ron. As far as Instagram, Lindsay Manfredi, same with Facebook. That's it. And Cold Army, of course. Follow us on the Cold page.
Awesome.
But thank you so much for having us. I loved it.
It's been
so many brilliant people. I'm blown away.
Obviously, I'm stoked to have you guys on, and I have to admit that I've been saying your last name wrong. So now that I know how to say it correctly, I will do that from now on.
It's normal. Everybody does. It's okay.
Yeah, it's like, now I feel bad. I didn't even attempt Bianca's. Like, notice how I have definitely dodged that all night long. But she's like, it sounds so much cooler when she says it, man. Like, there's the accent and everything. I'm like, I can't say it like that, so I'll just let her do it. Abby, we're gonna go to you. Tell everybody what you've got going on, where they can see to infinity and beyond, and all the other cool stuff that you're up to.
Awesome. And I actually didn't include my name on the bottom because it's German. It's Bollenbach. And everyone pronounces it wrong, like bowling ball or something. It's Abigail Bollenbach, and you can use that to find me on Facebook or LinkedIn, and then Instagram, it's awillow766, and then on Twitter, it's AP Astronomy, and then of course, Astronomy Magazine's website. I have my video series, and you can find me there. And I think I kind of want to end how I end my videos, and kind of how Neil did, and that's we must continue marching onwards, because the universe, like we've seen today with all of these different people that are amazing and delving into understanding the universe with different areas, from arts, from music, to the actual physics of it, to understanding the soul of it. In fact, there's just an infinite number of possibilities. Hence infinity and beyond, and there is no limit when you're watching it which means you should go and check it out. In there. But you guys are fantastic, and this has been such an awesome experience and so fun.
What you're doing is incredible, and absolutely love everything you're doing. Love watching your stuff, and I got to give a quick shout out because I absolutely love this guy, Dr. Nehemiah Mabry. If you've never seen his stuff, go check out STEM Media. Nehemiah, we still got to talk, man. I still want to get you on some shows, have you on one of these in the future, and do some other stuff with you. I love what you're doing. Again, go check it out. He is always putting it there. It's just such a diverse, amazing group of people that come on there. I've been introduced to at least 40 or 50 people that I've never heard of. Wow. He loves highlighting new voices, and like you just can't be beat. So check out everything that Nehemiah is doing. I just want to give him a quick shout out there because he's just that awesome. Nick, let us know where people can find your other band, all the cool stuff that you're doing, and following you on social media.
First, I just want to say thanks for letting me be a part of this this brilliant conversation. I'm definitely way out of my league here, but thank you. And you can find me at Nick Coyle Official on Instagram, any social. Just looking forward to getting back out on the road with Cold. Yeah, it's been way too long. I'm missing my brothers and sister in Cold and all the Cold Army, and just looking forward to getting back out there.
Absolutely, dude. Listen, can't wait. And next time, definitely can't wait to just sit and chill with you and BS. Hopefully, I won't be as zoned out as I was last time. I'm like, I gotta keep asking questions. I was like, this is gonna be like the one opportunity, having no idea that we would be able to do what we did tonight. So Scooter, going to you next, man. You talked a little bit about what's going on and some of the stuff you can't talk about, but if we're just where people can follow you and anything else that you want to let people know with your final thoughts.
Follow me to outer space. It was just, thanks again for letting us be on the show, man. It was very cool. Never in my life thought I'd be on any cast with Neil deGrasse Tyson and Ron Sparkman together. It's just amazing. Everyone was so brilliant and articulate. I know I fumbled over myself a few times because I've been nervous all day about this. This is probably the coolest thing that I've done in a long time. So we really appreciate it, man. And just want to say hey to the Cold Army, and we miss you guys so much. I don't really have personal social media, so anytime, I'm basically, Cold is my life. So Cold is our social media. And I think, at Cold, Facebook Cold, just get with us. I hope to see everybody out next year, and hopefully all this blows over soon.
It was, obviously, I've mentioned it quite a few times, what it's meant to me in more ways than one, the music that the three of you and your other bandmates put out. It's for those of you tonight, again, if you were just discovering them for the first time, lucky you. It's kind of like if you've never read V for Vendetta or Watchmen or like any of those classic comic books, or you've never played classic video games and now you've got decades of stuff to catch up on, you're going to be very, very happy that you did. It's hard for me to really put it into words. I know, shocking, Ron can't think of the right words, right? But it's a really, really powerful thing. So go check it out. Black Sunday, Wasted Years, Just Got Wicked, No One, Ocean, Anatomy of a Tidal Wave. I can go on and on. There's going to be so much for you to dive into and discover. And I am jealous of you to be able to go check it out for the first time. So really loved having you guys on. Dustin, man, we got to go to you next. The man, the myth, the legend, OPT telescopes. You guys are doing some awesome stuff. And after we talk to Maynard, we're going to give away that last last giveaway for tonight, the $500 OPT telescope gift certificate coming up in just a minute. But Dustin, hit us, man. Give us your final thoughts. I don't know why I did that twice.
Yeah, good. We're gonna make somebody's night. That's always a good thing. So more than anything else, I just want to thank everybody for coming on and participating in this. So Clear Skies Network is just kind of a dream at this point, something we really want to develop and have this community grow, where we can have the conversation about all of this, about the philosophy of it, the science of it, just looking up and being inspired. And that's something that I think reaches really everyone on the planet in one way or another. And so Colt specifically, thank you so much for being part of this conversation. I think it really connects all the dots on all the aspects of it when you start bringing art into this realm, which we need more of, honestly. And so very, very much appreciate you being here. And, you know, as far as OPT goes, anything you want to find our schedules, optcorp.com is our website. If you want to keep up with all the things we're doing, we're really easy to find on social media, OPT Corp on Instagram or OPT Telescopes everywhere else like YouTube or, you know, Facebook. So really easy to find everywhere. But guys, this means the world to me. Ron, happiest of birthdays, man. Thank you so much for, you know, everything you do. I know from my streams what goes into one of these. I have no idea how you pulled this off tonight. I was just watching in amazement for half of this. Just like, I wonder how many monitors. I bet it looks like NASA HQ in there right now. You know,
I'm on a single laptop.
That is unreal to me. That is an impossible feat. But yeah, everyone, Maynard, Abigail, Bianca, you know, I'd love to talk more soon. I felt like a lot of this was a Space Junk podcast reunion. It's something we do. We keep these conversations going. They're very lighthearted and, you know, philosophy driven most of the time. But I'd love to get you guys on and just keep this conversation going. Same thing, Cole. Join us on there. Let's bring this stuff in. Let's talk and just keep the conversation going. I really think it just connects people. And that's what all of this is about, is that unifying experience. So, again, I can't say it enough. Thank you.
I mean, it really was. It's exciting. All the faces and names that are being brought together on it, and the connecting people to the universe, from the telescopes, the remote telescopes, to the astrophotography. There's so many great faces and names. I'm sorry I can't name every single one of you. There is a bunch. There's shows all the time, so go check it out. Go check out everything everybody's doing. I know David's got a show from Cosmos Safari. Wade's got a show. I think Wade's got a show. Wade's got a show, right? I mean, there's a bunch of great faces and names over there, and I know that there are some open spots. If you are a live streamer and you do some cool stuff, send me some stuff, and if I can get you in touch with Dustin and it's something you're excited about, maybe there's a place there for you, and I'm sure that there is. So Maynard, let's go to you last, my main man, and then we're gonna do the giveaway, and we're gonna end with Cold's version of Space Oddity. That's how we're gonna wrap up. How can we not do that, right? Yeah. So Maynard, hit us, man.
Yeah. Well, no, I want to definitely say thanks again for having me, Ron. I know you reached out to me, and you know, just to be on this panel with so many great minds. It's always fun chatting science and space with you. So we'll make sure to definitely do it again. I would say for anybody that's looking out for my content, you can easily find me at Hip Hop Science Show on Instagram, and I'm on Facebook. I do a lot of long form content on my YouTube channel as well. And you can also visit my site, www.hiphopscienceshow.com. A lot of crazy things in the works right now. I'm doing a lot of work right now with middle school students. I'm doing a lot of STEM outreach work, as I always do, really with the whole focus of encouraging more minority involvement into the science and tech fields. I know you brought up Nehemiah earlier on, because I saw his comment in here. Him and I are working, well, not just him and I, but a nice little kind of Marvel super team of STEM superstars. We're piecing together this STEM Success Summit that's going to be happening in November. So be on the lookout for that. Detail is going to be coming on board for that. It's going to be amazing panelists of just STEM extraordinaires from all different backgrounds. Really, my focus is really just trying to give everybody the tools that they need to be educated and making science fun, showing how fun science is and reaching the masses with the work that I do. So you can find me on all those platforms. You can't miss me. Crazy hip hop scientist, lab coat, doing crazy outdoor adventures and all sorts of different things. So be on the lookout for that. And who knows, maybe one of my next videos might be breaking down the science of a cold song. So we'll see. I feel inspired now.
Boom! I can't wait for that one. That's amazing. So we've got our winner, and I'm going to announce that here in just a second. But I want to give a quick shout out to the other guests that were on this evening. Thank you so much, obviously, to the man, the myth, the legend, Neil deGrasse Tyson, for coming on. He didn't even really have anything to promote, and the fact that he answered the email and said, "Yeah, man, absolutely, I'll do it." It's just one of the coolest things ever. Like if you don't follow Neil, go check all of his stuff out. Everything from Star Talk to the new Cosmos season. It's stellar. Thank you to Kevin O'Rangers from Space Foundation Discovery Center. Again, I love what I get to do every single day that I get to go into work. I just smile and nerd out. That's why everybody talks about the fact that I don't sleep. I don't sleep because I love what I get to do. And every morning I wake up to cool notifications. And the last few days in particular have been insane to be able to do and share all this stuff with you all. And to make this like basically a virtual birthday party. I really can't say enough about it. And I was glad to have Kevin on. Do please check out all the stuff that I'm doing. I share information on the Space Foundation social media pages, which is Space Foundation 1 on Facebook, and then Space Foundation on Twitter and Instagram. And then on Discovery Center, you can find out more details about what I'm doing with the upcoming web series events. Every 2 weeks, we do another one, hour panels with incredible people from all over the industry. So check us out on SF Discovery Center and SFD Center. And we're doing amazing stuff. Absolutely love it. And then Chris Carberry, at Explore Mars, again, another job that I adore. We've got Humans to Mars Summit coming up in just a few weeks. It's going to be huge. I cannot believe the people that we put together with, like I said earlier, Leland Melvin, Charlie Bolden, Cyan Proctor, Alyssa Carson, Emily Calandrelli. It's just, the list goes on and on. It's going to be incredible. And so make sure you go and check that out. Congratulations to our winner of that virtual registration. And to Chandler and Long Fong. Chandler, and it's been amazing to somehow be a part of your life and to get to know you. You inspire me just to be 14 and be as bright as you were. I'm glad that video was something that was able to connect with you and make you a bit of the person that you are today. It's awesome to know you. It's an honor to know you. So I'll try not to cry, but I love you, man. You're doing amazing things. I can't wait to see how you're going to change the world. So we've got the final winner, if I can get through it, who won the $500 gift card. Let me find the name again. And I'm guessing that they are a Cold fan because their name is, hold on. Wait. Oh, where'd it go? I had to scroll back up to. There's a lot of comments, man. Twitch has lost its mind. T Cold. There's still 104 people watching. For sticking around. At one point, we had like 600 people total watching across all the different channels. It was nuts. So thank you so much to Dustin and Jenny at OPT Telescopes. T3H Cold has won that $500 gift certificate. So that's going out to you. It's exciting. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on the show tonight. Thank you so much to Cold for allowing us to live stream to your channel. Hold on a second. Let me make sure I get it right now. Oh, I feel bad. I almost said the wrong thing. I don't want to do that to you. Science Actually. There we go. Science Actually. They're 250,000 fans that are hopefully a bunch of you are watching over there tonight too. Check out the awesome stuff that they're doing. Science communication on a wildly beautiful level. And hey, if you like the stuff that I do, I've got my own platforms at Stardom Space. And you can find me on Facebook, the platform on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, Twitch. I'm everywhere, man. So that's one of the reasons, again, I don't sleep. So thank you, everybody, so much for joining us tonight. We are going to end with Cold's cover of Space Oddity, and we will see you all next week, 8 p.m. Mountain Daylight Savings Time, whatever the hell it's called. It's Mountain Time, man. It's going to be next week. I can never remember that crap. We don't even need that anymore. Can we just get rid of it? So I'm gonna share our final song as we wrap up. Thank you all so much for coming on and joining us. It has been a pleasure and an honor.
Thank you. Nice meeting everybody.
Thank you.
Nice
Everybody.
Bye.
Happy birthday, dude.
Happy birthday.
This is not an official Cold video, by the way. Sorry, guys. I don't think there is one.
Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. Ground control to Major Tom. Connection countdown until time. Check ignition and may God's love be with you. lost ground control to Major Tom. You've really made the grade. And the faithfuls want to know who shot you where. Now it's time to leave the capsule if you dare. This is Major Tom to ground control. I'm stepping through the door. Round and floating in a most peculiar way. And the stars look very different today. For here am I sitting in a tin can, far above the world. Planet Earth is blue, and there's nothing I can do. Past 100,000 miles, where I'm feeling very still. And I think my spaceship knows which way to go. Tell my wife I love her very much, she knows. Ground control to Major Tom, your circuit's dead. There's something wrong. Can you hear me, Major Tom? 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 Can you hear me, Major Tom?
So good, so good. Everybody, again, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I can't believe everybody stayed this long, 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours of just absolute awesomeness. All of you are great, and I know that some people already had to bow out, so thank you so much. Let me unmute everybody, so that way everybody can say goodbye. Join us next week, 8 p.m., 8 to 10. Might even roll over a little bit. I appreciate it, and we will see you all on the next show.
Yes. See y'all.
Bye.
Bye.